All right, and we are live again from the apocalypse. Great to be back. Great to see everybody. All right, and we are
Hello.
live again from the apocalypse. Great to be back. Great to see everybody. I'm getting feedback from somewhere. That's not great. It's all
I think
good.
that's Joe.
So no worries. Things happen. So, yeah, happy to be back. Happy to get back into this cool adventure. Having this wonderful playthrough through Two-Headed Serpent, a Pulp Cthulhu adventure down in Bolivia with our, brave heroes. Say hello, brave heroes.
Hello.
With our, they left off down in Bolivia, being asked by Caduceus to go investigate some anomalies they found down there in these murals and paintings, and it led to the discovery of this potentially friendly, potentially, at the very least, interesting entity called the Dreamer, who may or may not have contacted Cecil. And at the end of the last episode, the Temple of the Dreamer, something that the locals have talked about during this festival of the Dreamer, rose from the ground of the Bolivian jungle and highlighted the horizon as the party at the aid camp that they had recently liberated from terrifying snake people just kind of watched Slackjaw in the distance going, oh, okie dokie. And I believe the last words were, well, we're going to need a bigger drink or something like that. You need to get a drink. So with that said, you're in that still same group, right? You're in the aid camp. You have those people you helped out. You have Dr. Gomez, you have Dr. Salvatore, you have Sergio, you have Elena, right? You have the local Bolivian Gregorio, who's perfectly happy to talk to you. You have those members from the Bolivian army, Dominic now running that show. All this to say, like, when this explosion goes off and you see that temple rise in the distance, everyone also just like turns and looks as well and looks back at you. And what do you do?
Yeah, Justin, fucking grip it, baby.
Oh man, I hate that.
Down, dude.
I hate that username, but thank you for the donation. So, I've been trolled relentlessly because we got on the big titty snake girl meme argument off to the side, and it can't end now. Don't go on Reddit; it's not good. There's nothing good about it. Anyway,
Big mistake.
thank you for your donation. So, what do you do?
I guess we gotta go, right? We gotta go see what that
See?
is.
Yeah.
We should see if we can get to one of the other sites where the scenes are still intact. Rather than run toward the sound of the guns, let's try and anticipate where they're going to be next.
I think from a strategic perspective, I think the doctor does have it. However, there may be dangers lurking in the new site, and it's still smoking. That we might need information from that too. But to be conservative and a little bit safer, might be better to go to the other site.
Another thing worth noting,
Some
since
damage done there. I don't know.
it has been a minute, Dominic did mention there were a couple soldiers that were unaccounted for after everything was said and done, and it's mentioned that the officers earlier had sent them to go somewhere, on like a secret mission through the jungle. So it's a strong possibility those people are still out there as well, and are loyal to whatever Captain Lafuente asked them to do.
Interesting.
Do you suppose that the soldiers that are unaccounted for are either the ones that did that, or maybe they're headed to the other site?
Could be. We should probably try and intercept them if so, don't you think?
Aye. How healed up are we?
Whatever current hit points you've recovered should be pretty accurate based on timeline, right? So if you're still a little hurt, I know we've had some first aid time. That's unfortunately where you stand. However, you can always use luck to gain back more hit points if you take a hit. It's one of the cool luck abilities. So kind of get knocked down and like kick back up and be like, I can do this all day. you know.
Mhm.
But
You're never gonna keep me down.
that's the
Yep.
one.
Somebody.
Yep. Thank you.
Oh, Lordy. Yeah, let's
Uh,
grab some supplies and wander off into the jungle. What do we say, folks?
As the
All right,
kids
well,
say, let's go.
Yeet.
So the pyramid that Rose I have written down is in the north. Is
Correct.
where we were looking for.
Correct. And I can
Alright,
actually.
so relevant to our map that I have very badly sketched.
Oh wow, I
where,
love it.
if we are looking at different points on the map, which direction are we going?
Oh, from the 8 camp, you will be going north.
If we go to the Rising Pyramid,
Yes.
yeah. But if we're following Oliver's advice and going to a different one, where y'all want to go?
Oh, yeah, you can actually use the map to triangulate like where you think the other seals might be. That's yet pretty accurate locations at this point, and they're equidistant apart. So with a little bit of just measuring and orienteering, you can find those. So I wouldn't make you do like a ton of navigation stuff. You can just work your way there.
But math is fun.
It is.
The
But while we're here, though,
trigonometry, guys.
let me just show you a thing, because this is the one. So this is kind of what you see in the distance, right? I wanted to make sure this worked out. So you
I
don't
hate to be precious, but could you also drop it in the Discord? My machine really doesn't like having both this and Twitch running.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
But it is basically what looks like the tip of a screw coming out of the ground. And while you can't quite see the base of it from your location, you can see like the upper third of it just kind of glinting and shining almost in the midday sun. It is not made of metal. It is made of like a grayish stone that's just is silhouetted by the backdrop of the jungle and the light.
And that's the thing that has emerged.
That is the actual temple. So.
Well, let me see. So if that is the temple of the dreamer proper, and that the dreamer might actually be in there,
I'd say the odds are good.
would be nice, quite nice to get to her before all the other serpentine people do.
Yeah, in the vision that we've had before, she was looking up
Into stone.
Yeah. So does that match? Do we think the giant screw that we are looking at here?
We haven't rested or anything like that. This is not the morning. This is the same day we did everything crazy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have enough juice to do it, but I could try to so I could give it a go, and I could try astrally send myself to kind of check it out if you really wanted me to. I'm just going to have to rest eventually. It's been a busy day.
I'm good with it.
All right. And he's like, let me find a chair or a log, and he finds some place to sit down, and just kind of like starts kind of zoning out a little bit. Give it a go. Not terrible. It's a regular success.
Okay. You kind of sit down, take a couple deep breaths, try to like steady your thoughts in your mind, and try to project yourself and get that view of another place, right?
Mm.
What you see as you try to get into the temple, there's something around it, like a weird, like silvery light almost, that as you push to try to cross, makes you feel very, very like nauseous and shaky as you get close to it. and you kind of back away, and it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize this is some sort of like barrier or protective field, right? Maybe magical in nature. You could try to push your way through it. Don't know what exactly that's going to do to you. But as you're there viewing the outside of this temple, you can hear nearby. You can hear nearby a group moving through the jungle, right? It sounds like about 5 or 6 people on foot, kind of like crunching through in this direction. Your senses are a little enhanced in this mode, so they're a little further away than just like right over a berm, but you know they're probably within a mile.
Okay. Can I kind of zoom closer to them?
Absolutely. And you take a second, focus on the sound, and kind of just fast travel with like through the blur of the woods, and you can see what looks like 4 soldiers in Bolivian army uniforms, right, carrying a bunch of weapons, backpack full of extra dynamite, right? You can kind of see like just parts of it sticking out the top, like the wooden box it's in is just shoved in the back, and they're traveling with, I don't say being led, but they're traveling with another snake person with just a massive black eye.
Okay, second I'm writing this down.
And the snake person is like has just given up on on human appearance, like clearly has a snake face, and it's just like telling the soldiers, you know, this is it. We are going to succeed for the masters. And they're like, for the masters. And they keep kind of trudging through the jungle.
Okay. Lord Davenport kind of like tries to like he just kind of like whispers. He's like, pen, paper, map, and like if he's able to get his hands on one. Okay. Wait a second. Thank you. And starts just kind of like drawing, kind of like where they are in relation to where we are, where they are, where the temple is, and like vague things around it, and puts a number 4 and then like plus SP, and then like and then like kind of shakes out of it. He's like, it is truly a beautiful spectacle of architecture, but there's some kind of silvering light that prevents me from going inside. However, I have found the soldiers, and they're about a mile away from the temple. And he looks over at Murphy and is like, one has a very big black eye on it.
Nice.
I concur. But I suppose this is where we go. They had dynamite, oh, by the way, and weapons.
We better be ready. They're gonna be mad.
Okay.
All right.
The soldiers that are remaining and the rest of the camp personnel are going to equip you with whatever they have, right? So you can absolutely get some medical supplies. You can get some. You have some dynamite. Like they're perfectly happy to like give you the rest of the dynamite that you need. Replenish your ammo, all that stuff. So you're not going to go in with like pistols and fist fights if you don't want to. They can have like, you know, big guns going forward. Now to put it into perspective, you have like, you know, carbine rifles and shotguns, not bazookas. But you do have a box of dynamite, right? So that's pretty cool.
Great.
Dynamite with dynamite. That's gonna go well.
I have a fun story about that on one of our breaks. It did not end well. So.
Oh my.
Love it.
If you crit fail throwing dynamite, you will kill half your party. It legit happened.
No matter where they are.
Well, in this case, they were, they triggered a landslide. It was bad. There's a lot of bad stuff that happened. But.
Oh no.
So yeah, you were prepped. Now, if you want to go investigate one of these other seals, you absolutely can. Like, that is an option still. You know where they are on the map. Cecil, you know that this group of 5 is heading directly for the Temple of the Dreamer, right? To fulfill whatever last command they were given by Captain LaFuente and, like, the Snake People before they got. That's true, Kayla. No one actually died.
Stayed dead is what
was
in the chat. That seems different than.
Death is a temporary inconvenience in Pulp. But yeah.
Good to know.
Okay, so Cecil, you think we should go straight to the temple?
I do believe so. I think it might be, if we can catch up with them and prevent them from doing whatever evil scheme they're supposed to be doing, that might be best. And if the Dreamer is there, I know Caduceus wants us to speak to her, make friends. It's in my mind that I don't think she's evil or anything. I think she simply wants to leave. But I'm not exactly an adventurer, so I know that I would want to leave it up to the group.
Do you think we'd have to?
Wendy, how are you feeling?
I'm bleeding at the seams, but upright.
Well, we've got you back, so don't worry too much.
Perhaps we could do one more once over of everybody. See if we can't get a couple of your bleeding pieces kind of like put back together, as it were, Wendy. And I might want to see if I can get a better gun.
Cool. Anybody who wants to get any last minute patch ups real quick? You can not rules as written, but let's say roll a d3, right, and pull back 1d3 as like this isn't just medical. This is also morale, right? You are in a better place. People are happier. They're supportive. They're giving you everything they can. You have food, water. You are going to be topped off, and the best possible fighting shape for this, right? So going back, if you're hurt, go ahead and gain back a d3. So. And then Cecil, if you grab a big old rifle.
Yes.
Anybody who wants to. Sure I got the right one.
Actually, I think I may have a rifle, but I think I have a rifle.
16 inch. All right, so I'm at 13.
Is that the 2d6 plus 2?
Yes, that is the 2d6 plus 2. Okay.
Then I trade mine in for a better one.
Cool. You get a much cleaner rifle that does 2d6 plus 2. Wait, what kind of rifle do you have? Did you note or?
I think it just says rifle.
Okay.
60, 65, 30. Oh no, that's my successes. So yeah.
Okay.
Rifle. It just says rifle.
Yeah, it's same thing you would have here. Just a standard like bolt action rifle that does a decent amount of damage from a hit. So they don't have any. It's 1920s. They don't have anything that absurd to just carry around at this point.
Excellent.
But anybody else who wants to take one, you can get basically a bolt action rifle, 2d6 plus 2 damage, right? And I'm not worried about encumbrance, so you have ammo. If you get to a point where you've burned all of your ammo, I don't know what to do. Right?
Then we have the bracelets.
That's true. That's true.
Also, I don't want to talk too much, but Cecil goes, "Do we all want to put on the bracelets or not?"
Yeah, because we have enough of them now that, yeah, we'd 4 more of them, and we already had
Step ahead of you.
Ryan.
Oh,
Yeah, so,
well done, sir.
yeah.
It is not painful, is it?
Didn't appear
And
to be.
the kunai, if anyone wants one of those. We have 3 of them.
I'll be fine. And Cecil puts on his bracelet.
Yeah. Wendy's a little bit worried that she's going to stab herself with a kunai, so she's not going to hold one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be unpleasant to say the least.
Yep.
Cool. So you're able to pack up all your stuff. You get Dr. Gomez and Dr. Salvatore give you whatever last medical patch-ups they can, and the soldiers consolidate that ammo, and they all send you on your way, right? Now, to make it, just so you understand, like the soldiers that are remaining are just a skeleton crew that can keep this camp running and safe from like any other threats. So, if the conversation does come up to ask them to go with, like Dominic's like, I can't spare any more people. Like, we just had a whole bunch of people die in this camp, and we still have to actually stay here to provide security in case the actual fighting comes back. But they still wish you best of luck.
I'm assuming we can take a truck, so we can hopefully get there before.
Yes. So the truck you guys had picked up, in that clearing, right? It's parked a little ways outside of camp. You can work your way back to that, jump in that truck, and start working your way through the jungle. So it's you gotta be a little cautious as you drive, but since you're not under any type of pressure, you start working your way through the jungle, kind of carefully going over like fallen debris, and just doing a little bit of scouting ahead to make sure you don't just run your truck into a hole that you don't see. But eventually, yeah, you manage to get through this jungle with extra equipment, and you can kind of navigate just off the top of this temple itself. It's very easy to see in the distance. You don't need to do a whole lot of complex geometry to make this work. As you start to get closer, though, right, you get to the point where you're gonna have to start making some decisions. You kind of pull the truck into a little ravine, some low ground. It's a place where you can park it and have it out of sight. And as you look up, the temple's actually a lot bigger than it looks from a distance. It's got to be at least 12 stories. It rivals some like New York City buildings at this point, which is absurd for something that just emerged from the ground. Between the jungle, the actual jungle underbrush and the temple is like kind of scattered trees and debris that have been like exploded, upturned, and otherwise just cleared out. So there's about 150, 200 meters of just sparse cover between you and this temple itself once you leave the jungle. In the distance, you can also see near the top of the spire 5 tiny looking people like working their way around this outside corkscrew heading up. Okay. What do you do?
Well, we already know there's 5 of them, so it probably wouldn't be helpful for Cecil to do any more looking for us. Do you think we can get close enough to try and pick off 1 or 2 of them without being seen? Someone, not me, but, maybe Oliver.
I think that might be the best. They'll definitely be able to see us, but if they're going around in a corkscrew, there's going to be a period of time where they don't see us, and maybe we use that opportunity to get closer, set up a couple of shots. I don't know the range on that bracelet of yours. Indeed. But I wonder if my rifle might be able to at least hit one of them. It'll prevent them from going up. I hope.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking more, and I'm totally happy to try it, but if they try and chase us away, there's a bunch of downed trees, and these bracers set things on fire. So as much as I don't love the idea of leaving the jungle in tatters, at least we might make it a little bit harder for them to follow.
All right.
That sounds like a good plan.
I agree.
Burn it all.
Let me ask this then, since the plan is to kind of move stealthily forward, get into a position where you can take a couple pot shots at them, and then hopefully gain the upper hand, right? Let me get a group stealth check, right?
Boy.
And extreme counts as 2 successes. And this is a combination of like people looking out for each other, people like watching their, the bad guys moving around and go, okay, now's the time to move. It's a combination of people using expertise to like move through less noisy terrain, to use the,
Yeah, no, that's a fail.
fail.
That's also a fail.
Yeah.
I got a 98.
Oof.
Hey now.
So basically walking through.
I like the idea that you're just absolutely but power walking through the jungle, like shoulders going, like, I got this, let's go. Like, I'll be blinded by my absolute radiant personality. Let's do this. All right, that didn't work.
hey, look over there.
Did Oliver succeed?
No, I did not.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah.
job.
So, unfortunately, as you start to get close, you can hear on the wind in the distance some yelling as they come around one of the spirals close to the door at the top, and it looks like one of them spots you, and it just start like yelling to one another, and you see one of them sprint towards the door, and the other 4 start shooting down towards you. Right.
Great.
Now,
Yeah.
you are far away and still in cover, so these are not going to be as accurate as they would like to be. But okay, that one's going to hit. Cool. Since everybody failed, I'm going to roll a d4, and I'm sorry, Cecil.
Yes.
You end up getting winged for 4 points of damage, right? As it's like they start firing these like rifles down into the underbrush where you are, and just like you hear, one hits a tree, you kind of duck down behind a little hill, and you can hear like the rounds hitting the side, but like there's about a half second that Cecil takes to react, and that half second cost you enough where you're clipped by this round, and.
And how much? Sorry, 3?
It was 4 points of damage.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
So that said, the one at the door starts running back and trying to get behind the curve of the building as well. Right? It looks like he ran up, dumped his backpack, and then ran back.
Oh.
So,
should-
we can go into.
Can we tell if he dumped his backpack and set it on fire? Like, is that the problem?
Roll spot hidden.
Okay.
So, and then we'll start working through initiative.
Oh, yeah, no, this is not my worst. Let's check that out.
It's a very good assumption, but this can confirm.
I don't know what we're going to do about it if... Okay, that is a... unfortunately, it's a regular success, but it's still a success.
Oh, we lost somebody.
Well,
We lost him.
Now
Come
everything
back.
is
it
madness.
was dynamite, and...
All right. Do a quick on the fly swap around, but yeah. So
yes, regular success to spot hidden.
cool.
In trying to figure out whether or not they're going to try and blow it up.
Yes. As you
They're
look,
probably going to try and blow it up.
as you look at like the way this is all structured and set up, yeah, that's the most likely outcome of this. Especially since Cecil was able to tell you they have a big old backpack of dynamite, they throw it down, it probably lit it to blow up in this temple, right? We'll head to initiative order.
Yeah.
So Wendy, you're up first, right?
So she's definitely, the first things first, gonna yell, "That dynamite is lit." Because, yeah. So we have one of them ran around the spiral, so they're cannot see them.
They've effectively using the curve of the temple as cover, right? So
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
absolutely like shoot towards them or try to hit them in the same way that you're using the terrain as cover. It's just harder to do so, right?
Yeah. Okay. So Wendy's gonna try and run closer to because it's tall enough that if I get like within the like shadow of it, they're not really gonna be able to shoot as well straight down at me.
Mm-hmm.
It's my thought.
Now,
So she's at least gonna try and get close enough that it's gonna be less of a target. Because I didn't BG walk nearly as well as Cecil did. So yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll me some. Oh God. Someone's leaning on the horn in the car, like, "Let's go!"
Yeah. Who raised you?
Same.
All right. Roll me, I believe it's athletics. On your character sheet, or maybe confusing systems.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, athletics is not an option.
Dexterity, then, please.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Let's do it. Oh! Fantastic success. I rolled a 6. I rolled a 6.
Holy cow!
Okay.
All right, very nice.
Yeah. And I have dexterity of 85. So like, we fast.
Yeah,
So fast.
you take advantage of a moment where they're all just like, they're all reloading. There's a little bit of chaos, and you see Wendy just bolt, like just jumps over this little berm that you're behind and starts like serpentine running like from tree to tree to like little like to little hill, and then finally like gets down below the defilade of the actual structure. You see like one of them tries to track you with a rifle and like just loses that like shot right before he's about to pull the trigger, like and you kind of slide into safety there. But you're at the base of this like ridiculously large stone temple, and you can if you really, with a little bit of effort, you could jump and try to grab the first ledge, get onto it, and start running up if you wanted to next turn, right? But
I'm more thinking that they have to get down, right? So at the very least, I can make it unpleasant for them to try and get down. So Wendy might start actually like putting some wood at the base of that spiral.
okay, very cool. Cecil, you're up. Right.
Great. What is the distance that Wendy just covered to the base?
It's about a 100-meter sprint, which is a little.
Yep. Touchdown.
Yeah, a little
I
wibbly
mean, it's
wobbly
not-
on how
I mean,
far you should
yeah.
move, but like I don't want to spend 5 rounds like going 3 to 5 second rushes across a clearing. Like you're Pulp heroes, you can sprint through bullets.
Great. It's just a series of different like clips of us running.
Right.
And they're like, we're here.
Cecil's in slow
Cecil-
motion. His hair is like.
Cecil like kind of like nurses his arm for a second and like tries to like shake it off. He's like, all right, forward we go, and starts running, tries to like zigzag as well, in the same pattern that Wendy did. And if he can catch like sight of like any of the people up there, he's gonna try and take a shot on the move if he can. Like obviously you have to kind of slow down a little bit and then speed up, and then maybe maybe not that shot. So
Cool. Throw dexterity, right? And see how that passes, how that sprint goes.
Okay. Just a regular success.
Cool.
It's fine.
And go ahead and you can take a shot. This would be at a hard success because you are running and sprinting, but you're able to still move and zigzag and not present yourself in a way that they could just take a shot on you.
Got it. It was a hard success. I have a 32 and I got a 27.
Absolutely,
so-
roll damage. You can see like that's the same soldier who is tracking Wendy, and like Wendy goes below the deflated the building, like turns, sees you, tries to line up a shot. You duck behind one side of a tree, and he like looks further around the building to try to get you back in his sights, and then you come around the other side, lined up with a shot already, and
Great. That would be 6, 7 points of damage.
that's actually hold on.
I lost a dice in the process, but it's fine.
Shot rings out. He fires as well. The round like hits at your feet. It's like perfectly aimed at your chest, and just like he fires as he kind of crumples and falls off the side of the temple, just like and hits the ground.
And he looks at like shares a look with Wendy. He's like, not what I intended, but we did intend violence. And then like kind of like tries to get up to her. So
Yeah, I think there's like a second where like another round of fire happens, and you're like, ah, and then you go after they're reloading again and just dive in next to Wendy, looking a little disheveled, but very cool.
High fives.
Kelly.
I'm gonna try and close the gap too. Just get up as close as I can and follow suit. I'm not good with a rifle, but I don't think I'm gonna chance the explodey fist thing just yet. So.
are you good with pistols?
Nope, I'm good with my fists.
Good with pistols.
Is it close
No.
time?
You're welcome.
I haven't seen. Oh, blasting. Okay, so that's not this one. Anyway, yeah, let's run up there.
Cool. Let me throw some decks, right, and then
Okay.
we'll go from there.
Ooh, 5 under.
Very nice. Okay, yeah. You start running. There's just a hail of bullets now as they've like reloaded and are waiting now because they can see
For sure.
one by one. You're just like taking off and sprinting in different directions. So they start firing. You catch a lot of debris. You hear a lot of very, very alarmingly close snaps in your ear. But you manage to get through unscathed. Did you say you wanted to take a shot?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna try, even if it's just to like have them scared. So.
Okay. Same thing. Hard success because you're sprinting, you're diving for cover, and you're firing back. It's a little crazy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the rifle. I should train this. Peanuts. No, I failed.
No. Is it a regular success?
No,
No, nothing-
it
okay.
wasn't a success at all.
Cool.
It's close.
I think you're running and you like contemplate the idea of like pulling out the rifle and shooting back, and it's just like every time there's an opportunity, there's just like way too much fire, and it's just safer to keep moving. So it's just like, you know what? No, I don't have a good shot. I'm gonna keep going, and you move to the base of the temple for safety.
Cool.
Is peanuts the like antithesis of Cracker Jack in our slang here? Is that the, like,
I guess so.
everywhere from peanuts to Cracker Jack?
Oh, peanuts. Language, you know.
Peanut.
So. But okay, the other people that are up there, because there's still 4 up, they start yelling, right? Those of you at the bottom of the temple are kind of close enough to hear this. Oliver, if you'd like, make a listen. You're a little further away, but you can probably catch it.
I think with all the gunfire, I'm probably gonna. Well, okay. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. That's actually not bad. That's a 18. Listen is. Yeah, that's a regular success.
Cool. Mark that bad boy.
Boom.
So, all of you can hear at the top the soldiers and the snake person are just yelling back and forth, right? Of the snake person says, "You two, delay them. You, come with me. We're going to rescue the dreamer." Right? That kind of comes in and out over the fire and the madness. The two at the top start shooting. Luckily for you, they have disadvantage on hitting you while you're behind. Yeah, so there's a hail of bullets that, like, again, follow the track around you, Oliver,
Oh boy.
but don't actually gain purchase in any way. Like, they're just uncomfortably close, and there's a lot of stress right now.
I am disinclined to permit this without a reply in kind, and I'm actually a pretty good shot.
Your turn.
So
Get it.
I'd like to return fire in the general direction of their muzzle flashes, please.
Yeah. If you are not running across the field, it is a regular success for you.
Okay, let's see. We will roll.
Because rifles have some pretty good range, and you can just, like, set up and take a shot.
Oh lordy, that's a 9.
Oh, is that an excellent success?
It is by
Oh.
1 point.
My friend.
Hmm.
Oh my, yes. Sorry, soldier.
Sorry, snake person.
Snake person. That is a good point. Are you aiming at the snake person or the soldiers?
I mean, I'll say I'm aiming at the soldiers because they're the ones shooting at me.
Okay.
I said already I was going to reply at the muzzle flashes, so.
Valid. Give me 1 second to check something. I'm pretty sure that his max damage doubled.
Ew.
So...
Can we just say it's a headshot then and he's done?
Oh, yeah, he's not
'cause-
entirely done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a couple shots come your way. Go ahead and describe how you lined this up and fire.
Okay, so I'm like standing there in the jungle, like peering out from behind a tree, kind of like this, and I sort of drop down, like take a rest with my back against the tree, and like I'm resting the rifle on my knee. I look down, through the iron sights. I see the muzzle flash, and I just try and go a little hair above it and send one, and I see a sort of rustle in the air, and he drops, and I'm like, okay, I feel better now.
Yep. Snake person turns to one of the soldiers, is like, you're critical to this plan. Don't let it fail. Looks away, looks back, sees him just get got and then fall off the thing. You're promoted. Like, to the next soldier. Very cool. Do you want to make an attempt to run? It will actually be a hard dexterity for you to sprint now. But if you'd like to run across the clearing, you can, or stay put.
I think I'll stay put. I seem to be doing okay with this whole cover fire thing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Very cool. There is an explosion at the top of this temple, right? As the pack of dynamite by the door just detonates. And you can, like, it just rocks everything. The concussion is, like, a little disorienting. You can just feel debris kind of hitting around the temple. Luckily, you're not in, like, any danger where you are. But you can see, like, large chunks of stone just, like, land in the clearing around you. And you can hear the snake person up there just yell, "All right, we're in. Let's go." As they start to press forward. Wendy, you're up. So to set the scene, there's a snake person and one soldier going inside the temple. There were two who were going to stay behind for covering fire. There is now one.
If they're going in instead of like the dynamite isn't to destroy, especially now that they've said that they're gonna rescue the dreamer. Yeah, I'm coming, person. God, at least text me that you're here. Yeah, she's gonna jump up to get onto the spiral and start running up. Because Yeah. I think initially, like, the idea of, like, were we just going to destroy the temple? But if they're going to rescue, I'm a little bit worried about what that actually means. So yeah, we're gonna start running up the spiral.
Rescue, liberate.
Yeah,
all these happy, words. When paladins use them, it gets a little confusing.
Introduce them to democracy.
Yeah.
No, yes.
Cool. Yeah, you sprint your way up the spiral. Right. It is. Make a con check, please, as you run up this thing. You can sprint it all in one turn.
Oh, okay.
But you're gonna be hauling. So.
That is a regular success.
Okay. Yeah, that's all you needed. Right. Yeah. You just turn and start sprinting and running up this thing. They don't have the angle to really shoot at you from where they're at. And honestly, like, the one soldier's more concerned about the enemy at the gate scenario right now happening with Oliver. So doing like some sniper counter sniper nonsense, trying to figure each other out. So you book it.
God.
Pardon? So I missed that.
It's okay. It wasn't that witty.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you run your way up this temple. We're gonna combine a couple things. I think, Wendy, you're close enough to actually take a shot on this guy who's trying to shoot at Oliver. I want to resolve Oliver and his shooting at the same time as your turn.
Okay.
Right? Because I think all of these things are kind of happening very, very quickly. So Oliver, go ahead and take a shot at this dude again. He's going to take a shot at you, and Wendy's going to take a shot at the soldier. All right.
So I line up another shot just like I had, and my rifle jams.
Oh no, this is actually. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna be very honest with you right now, Wendy. I don't know if you've rolled yet, but if you have, don't tell me.
No.
Here's the situation. Oliver's rifle jams. I rolled a 4 for this person to shoot Oliver in the face, right? He's lining up the perfect shot because Oliver has exposed himself to make this shot. And
Yeah. All right, and I can see him that he's lining it up.
You
right?
have about a half second to like stop this before he gets the shot off, which will probably hurt your friend a lot.
Can I just tackle him?
Yeah, get it.
Okay, yeah, we're just gonna like
So,
the rifle, like, to get it to move, but like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I have one, but instead of actually shooting the rifle, let's just try and fucking hit him with the stock. Yeah, let's do that.
very cool. Go ahead and roll. It'll either be fighting brawl, or if you just want to, if you don't even want to do damage and just want to tackle him, it would just be a strength v strength.
Okay, all right. We're gonna do strength.
Okay.
Why is the horribly injured 90-pound woman?
No, 91. No, fail.
All right, I'm gonna roll. If I fail harder, you win. So.
Oh my god.
It's an 89.
Oh, Jesus, are you kidding me?
You can burn luck if you'd like. That's what it's there for.
Yes, I would. I would like to burn, I guess, then 3 points of luck because. Yes.
Oh my dear Lord.
Oh man, that was actually very close. Yeah. So you run up and you tackle this dude as his finger like just pulls the trigger. You slam into him. There's no grace or finesse in this. I think you just like spider monkey jump at him and just start like climbing and attacking.
Yeah, no, we're bear hugging now, and I'm like slapping his ears. Yes, that's what's going on.
So,
oh no.
Oliver, like the shirt or coat you were wearing, like a hole is shot through the collar of it, and you can like feel the burning sensation on your neck as like the bullet grazes you.
I think I'm going to make my way up to the temple now.
Yeah, but you don't take any damage. It's just real scary.
Woof.
Wow. Great move. for Murphy.
I mean, it was a great move with luck. It was a great move.
Hey, this is why Pulp is fun, because in real Call of Cthulhu, Oliver just eats a bullet.
Yeah. Yep.
This is much more entertaining. So, Cecil and Murphy, go ahead and roll con for me, please, as you just like sprint to the top of this thing as well. You're hot on the heels of Wendy. It's just she moved first, right?
I'm fast
Wendy fast.
and not graceful.
Regular success.
Okay.
Oh, is it me or is it? I'm sorry.
And
Murphy.
for Murphy as well.
Also regular success.
So. Cool. Yeah. You're heading up. You can hear. Oh no. I blanked on a name. I hate that. I think it's Wally. You can hear your coach. You can hear your coach in your head just being like, "Hey, don't skip on the cardio." As you're like running up this entire like spire, and you're like, "Oh, I won't," and you're just blasting through this thing. Cecil right behind you. You two emerge. You can see that Oliver's now taken the moment to start like running across the open area. Now the shooting has stopped. Wendy is at the top as you come around the corner, just like in a cartoon like dust cloud with like, you know, limbs and everything going every which way with this soldier that she's just jumped on, and the two of them are like fighting and rolling around.
I'm
Punctuation,
jumping
first
in.
words.
It looks like Wendy. Yeah, you're gonna jump in.
I'm jumping in.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my best to get in between Wendy and this person. I know Wendy's not gonna hurt me too bad, so.
No, I think there's a
Wanna get
moment
in there?
where like, hey, real quick, Wendy, roll strength again,
Okay.
just to see
Do
to
it.
see where we are in this grapple.
Still a fail.
Okay, yeah, you
Fail.
come rolling up like this soldier is clearly caught off guard by Wendy jumping on him. Has now like remembered that he's like a big person,
A man?
yeah, and like just like proceeds to just grab her and like flip her off, and just starts yelling and is about to like jump and start attacking her when you come around the corner and you can intervene. So get it.
Great. I scream, "Pardon me," whilst I engage fracas mode, sir, and I just start pummeling.
So hell yes.
I was about to say. It was too good of a moment not to do it. I figured it'd just be redeemed afterwards. Okay.
Done.
What do you want me to roll? Brawl?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll brawl. I'm going to give this guy disadvantage because he was currently grappling someone a second ago. Oh, wow. I'll tell you a fun emotional roller coaster after you.
Oh, dear.
What'd you roll?
Great. I got a regular success. I got a 54.
Cool. I'm just going to put it out there. If you want to just like shove this guy off a cliff, off this thing and
Yeah,
let him die, that's
absolutely.
cool.
As long as Wendy is okay,
Mhm.
I'm totally fine with just an absolute knuckle sandwich to knock him off his feet off the wall.
Okay. I think he rolled a 3 and then he rolled a 99.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, bud.
the disadvantage
Not your
is real. Just turns around and like he goes to say something smart. You throw out your absolute like baller line and just uppercut him off the side of this temple ledge. Oliver, you reach the base of the temple and you're like, all right, I gotta get up these stairs. Woof! And this dude just like lands down next to you like, ah! All right, it's no one I know. That's good.
It's a helpful footstool to get up onto the spiral.
So
We're thinking of you.
and about 20 seconds later, Oliver catches up with the rest of the group. As the four of you kind of consolidated at the top now. You can see the door. It looked like there was this like massive stone, ornately designed door that was put in place with like great love and care that's just been diamonded to all hell. So for anyone who cares about like history and archaeology, that's probably painful, but you can still see like chunks of it attached.
Yeah, I probably wince a little bit as I go through.
Yeah. And you can see that, excuse me, inside the temple, um, it's dark, and you can hear the scuffling and moving of, your probably your snake person and the other soldier uh, further inside. So, you have flashlights, you have torches, you have sparkle candles, aka dynamite, right?
I would have said sparkle candles was flares, but this one's more.
That
fun.
was also
Yes.
my thought.
Oh, sorry. You have sparkle candles and danger candles.
Danger candles.
Yeah.
Much better, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get those mixed up.
Right.
It's a bad time.
So it's very important that you use the correct candle in the correct situation.
Yes.
But so if you want to take a second before you head in, right, as you look at the interior, the pathway seems to line the temple in the same way. So you have this reverse corkscrew heading back down. How do you want to approach this?
Can I throw a torch down to see what's on the bottom?
So if
Is it like an open pit, or is it like a circular hallway?
it is a circular hallway,
Okay.
not an open pit, right? So it looks like there are these like
Helical hallway. Sorry, not circular.
I'm with you.
How dare you?
Now there's like
Work.
these clear tunnels that have been like carved around the inside of this thing, but there's no like main vertical shaft or anything you can look down and see to the bottom, right? So
Not designed by Lucasfilm. Got it.
but you can hear like echoes of things happening further down the tunnels.
Well, friends, the Dreamer is in danger. I mean, Oliver, I had no idea you were such a sweet shot. That's quite a crack you had there.
I mean, I do hunt sort of regularly, but Bolivian Army ammo leaves much to be desired.
Understood. One of us could take point. The doctor or I. Part of me feels like perhaps Murphy should take point, and you might be able to clobber a couple of them before they go any further.
Yeah, I can be in front. But
I
this
took
little
one
one
down.
here, and I'm gonna dust off Wendy a little bit. I'm like, you got some. We gotta train when we get back, cause you got some fists that could really do some damage.
I took one down.
We're very proud of you, Wendy.
Kind of like slap her on the shoulder, just like, you did it, kid.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna like pull my collar to the side and just be like, just in the nick of time. Thank you.
Oh, you were not. Great work, Wendy.
Okay, that's cool.
Quite
Oh,
cool.
It got real.
The only other thing that I can think of, and I'm a bit exhausted. I don't know now that we're inside the silvery barrier, as it were, if I could make contact with the Dreamer, or if that would even be safe. I would certainly be able to get down there quicker, but
We're
not
already here. I think let's just go see in person. Not that that's going to be safe either, but
let's go then.
How many are left? We took out 2, right?
Yeah, so there's the one soldier and then the snake person.
Okay,
There's 3?
cool.
You guys took out
Where is
3.
it?
Yeah, there was 5.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, got it. Cool. Great.
So.
Yeah, let's get going.
Cool. Okay, Kelly, you're in front. I need you to roll luck for me, please.
Okay.
Things that send chills down the spine. Yep.
What's your AC?
Hmm.
How
Oh,
close?
no.
How close
That's a
together is
fail.
everybody? Okay.
Stop.
So you start moving. You start moving through the spiraling tunnels. You have your various sources of light that you're using. Up ahead, you can hear like that serpent person. He's just hissing, and it sounds like he's like giving commands, but he's just trying to be a little more quiet about it. If you can catch the occasional you go first. Just listen to what I'm telling you. Keep going, right? And you can hear the soldier just kind of protesting a little bit, and he's just like, "No, you do it for the masters. Go," right? And there's a couple things that go through your head. Like you could probably try to sneak up and ambush the two of them. So, or you could just like rush.
Okay.
Or you can rush down the. Or you can rush down the hallway, guns blazing, and go at it, right? But they seem to be proceeding with caution for a reason.
Okay, how far away does that sound?
If you had to guess, a floor down. So it'd be just one full run around, and then you'd be face to face with them. The equivalent of running like 50 feet, right? So you get there pretty quick. And the rest of you all can hear this as well. I'm just giving it to giving Murphy the first choice since he's in front.
I'm thinking that we kind of need to get there sooner rather than later, and especially if they're trying to make moves or go first or something like that. That makes me think that it's maybe eschew stealth for speed in this moment.
Okay. Get it.
Okay. You want me to roll Dex or?
I think this is just going to turn into this is just going to turn into a moment where you all double time it, right? You all just move down this hallway, and very quickly you can see the snake person literally almost pushing or holding the soldier in front of him, going down this hallway, and the soldier's kind of like, I don't really like this, and the snake person's just like looking wildly around at things, and then hears all of you coming and turns back and looks at you, Kelly, and it's just like, oh, it's you. Looks over at Wendy. You cost me a perfectly good pair of shoes. I couldn't get the knots undone. They were complicated.
What is in front of? What is he pushing this soldier towards?
As far as you can tell, empty hallway.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll spot hidden if you all would like.
Okay.
Sure. Are we thinking that maybe this soldier is like a wake up snack? Anybody else thinking that right now? No. Okay.
Could be. I failed completely.
I wasn't thinking that, but I am now.
It is a great success.
That'll work.
I'm focused on that shiner that he's got.
And I'm focused on Shoeless Joe over here, as you will now be known. Yes.
Yes. I love good NPC nicknames. Wendy, you notice.
Sorry, Joe. We can pick something else.
You notice the infrastructure, right? As you're looking at these tunnels, there are occasional spots where there are like stone archways or doorways almost. They're subtle. They're not like anything super ostentatious, but they're just they're built into the foundation, but you can tell the difference in the stonework, right? Or in the tunnel itself. And if you were a paranoid person, you could assume that like tripwires or other things could be put probably in those archways because they could conceal something more so than the rest of the tunnel being able to do so, right? So things could like spring out, shoot down, that kind of stuff, whereas there's no other place structure-wise for that to occur. So he's like pushing this soldier towards one of these archways.
Coward. I'm sorry. Will it hurt your feetsies?
Get him.
So, it says, look, maybe we work out another deal.
Is he asking all of us, or?
I'm waiting. What deal you got?
We take the dreamer, you take any treasure that we find.
You do understand that the dreamer has her own way out, and she's not waiting for you. You understand that, right?
If she could get out by now, why is she still here?
She may be waiting to destroy you.
She smelled you coming. No shoes.
Just waiting for rescue. And I'm going to be the one to rescue her, and she will be grateful. I will be the new master.
Wendy's gonna look at this. You hear that part?
The soldier's just like...
For the master.
He's like just like pushing his way back towards the snake person who's holding him, and the soldier's like, you know what? I've messed up. I no longer want to do this.
Yeah. Join us.
I'd love to. His grip is incredibly strong.
Just
Cecil,
stomp on his toes. Stomp on his toes.
Cecil is going to hold up his flashlight and like tap it against the wall to get the. Is this a captain, the snake person, or what is this?
No, it's just
a snake person.
Yeah, it's just a snake person.
So like taps it up here to get like his attention,
Mm-hmm.
and then like his like eyes go really really wide, and I'm gonna try and like freeze him with hypnotism.
Oh, cool.
And let everybody else do something else.
Okay, I'm into it.
So he goes like tap tap tap. He's like, I have something to show you, like that. That is a 92, so probably didn't work.
All right. If I fail harder, it's good. So let's see. I'm gonna roll.
Boy.
Nope. That. Mm-mm. So he looks at the light and looks at you, and he goes, "What are you going to show me?"
And I was like, Cecil looks consternated, and just like taps again. He's like,
okay,
I'm waiting. You know what?
I'm just gonna shoot him.
There you go. Take the opportunity. Okay, yeah, go at advantage. He is distracted. Sorry, bonus die, same thing.
Yeah.
So,
it's true.
Yeah.
Kelly, he needs a matching one on the other side.
That's another excellent success. Thank you.
Man.
So
I'm gonna shoot him right in his stupid black eye.
Yay!
ooh,
very cool.
It's a
that's
target.
a sore spot for him.
So yeah, while Cecil's like holding up the flashlight, like look over here, I just sort of quietly like shoulder my rifle, again, kind of take a little rest against the side of the wall, and just.
Go ahead and roll
Sorry
luck.
for the noise.
Roll luck, please.
No, that's not. It's not a critical failure, but it's just a failure.
Okay. Pros and cons. So, pro, yeah, you kind of take advantage of that momentary distraction. He's just like, okay, so back to negotiations, and just gets blasted in the face as like Cecil comes around and just fires point blank range. It's explosively loud in this tunnel, right? Like everyone just, your ears ring immediately. Your hearing just stops for a couple seconds. There's a lot of as people are talking. You're trying to like recalibrate from that. Shoeless Joe looks shocked with his one eye, right? The other one just blasted out. And drops the 2 kunai he had in his hands that he was working to stab Kelly with, right? I was like trying to get people a little closer so he could just knife them, and
rude.
unfortunately was unable to do so because he is now dead. As he slumps to the floor, they clatter to the ground.
I choose to believe that they landed one in each foot, like stigmata style, like
100%, just like thunk, thunk, and then he just falls over.
like a butterfly on a.
And the soldier like very quickly like gets away and it's just like, oh, thank you. It's been insane this entire time. I didn't want to do any of this. Like I have a family. Please let me go.
Yeah, you're gonna carry our stuff first, though.
Yeah, I'll carry whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine. Can I just stay in the back? Is that good?
Does he have any guns on him?
Help Wendy walk.
Yeah, done. He's got a rifle on him. Do you want the rifle? You can have it. I don't.
Yeah,
So.
good plan.
Just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Any kunai?
I got a boot knife. So cool.
The dreamer. Is she downstairs through this?
I think so. That whatever you called him, like that dude was just on about getting to the sanctum and rescuing the dreamer, and he was saying something about like it was just going to let us all die in the process, right? I don't know why the others went along with it. I thought they were going to
They
shoot me.
have a way of getting in your head.
No.
Does he seem sincere that he feels like surrendering and is going to help out?
Roll psychology. Because if you get that success, you can tick that box and level that skill.
That would be nice.
So.
Not really. No, that's fine.
Okay, I have.
He's still good.
summons.
I
Oh.
trust him.
I'll
Yeah.
see as well.
Do it.
Just assuming I can
What do you
hear
feel about
what's being said.
Yeah, everyone's pretty close by.
But yeah, he seems like he's on the up and up. Sure.
Okay. At the very least, he's definitely scared enough of you watching you just shot this dude in the face that he's like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to fight.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
And it's like definitely turned over all his weapons. So he's like,
Yeah. Sorry.
Who was the one who noticed there might be traps?
Wendy. So yeah, he picks up your stuff. He carries whatever you want him to carry. He'll help Wendy walk if need be. He's like,
I'm walkable.
Okay,
I
no,
think.
you let me know if I'll be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Name's Carlos, so
Yeah.
just let me.
Carlos.
Yeah, I'll be in the back.
Yeah. So like the whole reason he was holding you, like, it looks like we've got like anybody think that this looks a little bit weird. Like Wendy's gonna point out the subtle curvature of the. Like, did you guys run into anything further back? Did something shoot at you or floor open or?
No, I think he just knew
attack
something.
monkeys?
No, he just knew something about this place.
Okay.
Like, he was very insistent I walk in front, and the longer I went, I was like, yeah, it's not gonna be great. Now that you're able to get closer and there's less of a standoff happening, right? You can see there are retractable, what look like circular saw blades that have been set into these alcoves, and if you go through, it looks like there's a potential pressure plate that if you activate it would slice brutally into anybody in this tunnel.
So, Wendy, you and Cecil have both spoken to the dreamer now, right?
I feel like I was witness to, but I didn't actually hear. Cecil has.
Darling, something offered you power. Remember, before you broke that pretty object.
Never mind. Yes, but was that the dreamer or was that the
Yeah, I made a clarification point. That was Shathaga.
Yes, thank you.
Right. Okay.
Shathaga. Yes.
Shathaga. I've seen through the dreamer's eyes. I'm not exactly communicated with her. I mean, there's a chance being in here I may be able to make contact, but it might be better, like you said before, to actually try and get through here. But it looks like it's a bit dodgy.
Okay. Well, I just want us to take a second and pause since we're no longer worried about beating the clock, as it were.
Hmm.
The race against the snakes, snake man snake,
Caught in the
whatever.
snake race, you know how it goes.
Yeah. So, shall we just continue to kind of pick our way down carefully then, past all this
So
Yeah.
machinery?
We don't have. Sorry, go ahead.
my question to you is this: you're aware of the traps, right? Now that you've seen one, you'll be able to kind of spot more of them as we go. So this isn't a 5-foot grid dungeon crawl, right? My question is, you're aware of the dangers. What do you as the party do to either like bypass or set these things off or what have you to just keep safe, right? And this is just kind of a fun like, you've got equipment. How do you solve this cool puzzle thing, right?
Well, we also have a snake person that's no longer,
Yeah,
A
I didn't
lot
consider
of
that
body
as an option,
parts on
but
that
yeah.
snake person.
Wendy.
Sorry. That was a Victoria moment, not a Wendy moment, I think. So if we need to get out fast, it's probably a good idea to have them already
Sprung?
Triggered.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, leaving it, like, I don't want to have to worry about, like, running out of here and accidentally stepping on something that's going to turn me into a ham sandwich. So, like, what do we...
Will, there's plenty of debris above if we wanted to take pieces of that. Well, you know what? Let's just see. And so, like, Cecil gets, like, a rock. Like, just extraneous rock. I don't know if they exist in this world. A boulder, if you will, because boulders can be about this big.
Yeah,
I
there's
think, like,
debris from the door. Still, like large hunks of stone.
As long as it's not one that has some pretty artifacts on it.
Oh, it definitely does.
Definitely does.
Like,
He takes
wow.
I take the ugliest one.
This is someone's
And,
like life work that they painstakingly carved. Here you go.
That has to end up stolen in the British Museum, guys. No.
And he's like, everybody stand back, and he like kind of tosses it onto the pressure plate. The first one that we saw with the buzzsaws.
Like horseshoes.
Yeah, you just have to get close. Yeah, you do.
Toss it.
Yeah, you do. You toss it onto the pressure plate. You hear a like mechanical whirling noise, and then like this blade trap fires through the hallway, and you all are safe, right? But had you just walked through that, it probably would have killed you, or at the very least done significant damage.
Cecil tries to like use like his gun or whatever in order to like retrieve the rock, and then tries tossing it on again.
Okay. You notice that there seems to be a reset period, right? So as you do this experiment, you toss it on again. Nothing happens, but after about a minute, you hear a click, right? So you can disable these gears if you wanted to by just jamming some equipment in there. But yeah, however this was designed, it will auto reset as time goes.
Great. I take a torch and just like stick it into the gears after it before it resets.
Cool. Yeah, it's like a sick grinding like noise as you just break this trap, and it's like if you get to test it again, you throw a rock on it, and like the blade comes out like a quarter of the way and just stops at a grinding halt and like can't move anymore, as all the gears are just gunked up at this point.
So maybe we do that going forward.
Yeah. And like that's easy as you're able to work your way down. You can spot more of these traps. You take the time to very carefully disable them so you have a way out, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to take as much like removable junk from Snake Person as possible for this. You know, not quite dismemberment, but if we have to, we have to. Like,
dark, Wendy.
Wow.
I'm just saying, the
Very
door
dark.
is a valuable artifact that Oliver may want to give to his grad students as a, in lieu of a pizza party. Please have this chunk of a door, and they don't need a chunk of a snake person. So
I
I
imagine
mean, that's also interesting from a scientific standpoint.
That's true.
Convergent evolution, or what? How did these things come to be? But never mind.
I mean, we could easily
So, like,
talk to the
snake
person.
is relatively lean white meat. Like, yeah.
So I'm gonna set you up for this next thing, and then we'll take a quick break, right?
Okay.
All right.
So you work your way down the spiral. You work your way down the spiral. You disable these traps. You are very methodical about doing this, and you are confident that you've gotten all of them, right? So if you needed to make a quick escape, you probably won't set anything off, right? When you get to the bottom, you notice that this temple goes further underground than what's emerged, right? And you come to a more ornate archway that opens up into a grand chamber, right? And there's pillars lining this grand chamber. You're kind of at the far end of it, and you look down what looks like a almost straight carpeted walk, right? And these pillars lining the side of it, and then at the front is a dais, right? Elevated platform, yeah, dais, where there seems to be a dais built up on like a coiled screw type. Sorry, my brain just stopped for a second. In the same manner as the temple itself, like with the actual helix design, there's this dais that gets smaller and smaller, starting at like a large 30-foot base, and then comes together for this smaller, like 10-foot platform. And on top of it is this ornate-looking throne, where there seems to be a person sitting there with like purplish skin, kind of longer or taller than your average person, but is sitting there stark still. And behind the throne is one large statue of a cobra, and you can see like these large fist-sized rubies in its eyes, kind of glinting as your torchlight starts to play over the area. And as you look around a little more, you can see that there are beautiful tapestries, and there's more ornate carvings, and there seems to be like glints of little bits of treasure and baubles that have been put off to the side of this large grand chamber, right? So we're going to take a 5-minute break here, and then we'll go into what happens next. Okay? So stick around. It'll be a lot of fun, and we'll continue their rescue of the Dreamer. We'll be back in 5. And we are back. Everyone in their right spot? Nope. So somehow that got swapped on the other video as well. No big deal. But yeah, we're back. We are in the sanctum, or the throne room rather, this grand chamber, this beautiful stuff all around you, right? What? Does everyone make a power roll, please?
Okay.
That's super low. That's a 2.
Oh wow!
Hey, I
at
rolled a
that.
92, so that's still good. Yeah. My power is good too. What the?
Okay.
Will,
I
you're
need to-
muted.
Don't matter.
I need to burn some luck.
Sorry, I rolled a 3.
Nice.
I think you were, Joe. You're in a situation where you don't need to burn luck for this one, right? Unless you really want to.
Okay.
This is just for identifying something.
Oh, okay, great.
So, and your teammates have just destroyed that roll in a great way. So you're at the edge of this large throne room. There's those long pillars, the the kind of carpeted walkway up to the top, beautiful tapestries, and both Oliver and Kelly, something's amiss, right? There is magic in this grand chamber, in this room, right? There's some type of like weird buzzing. You can just kind of like feel it in the air almost, in the same way you can like feel a rainstorm before it really hits. And it's on an extreme success, you can pinpoint it as coming from the like throne area.
Okay.
And that you should proceed with caution. Right.
Can I roll occult to see if I recognize anything up there as potentially helpful or hazardous?
You want better? You can roll Mythos if you want to. Occult's probably higher for you, but Mythos will get you more detail.
Okay, so
also on extreme success, Kelly, those tapestries, pretty cool looking souvenirs. Anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that for sure. Maybe not now.
I'm gonna try occult as well. Just
so
'cause-
occult didn't work for me, but not wanting to initially draw on my mythos knowledge, but I realize that we're sort of in extremis here, so yeah, I'll go ahead and do that, and that did just hit at 17 on 17 points.
Okay. I can't remember if I asked this before. You have like a kind of like mind palace thing that you go to when you're trying to like remember information. Is that how it works for Oliver? Like the camera zooms into like all these things that you've read, and it's just like, this is the thing. And you have a flashback to.
Yeah, I envision like sort of, books flying off shelves and pages turning, and eventually it just sort of, you zoom in on the text and it's like, oh, right, that's what it was.
Nice. Welcome. Thanks for the follow. So you zoom in on this old text that you read at one point about like old magic's used to keep trespassers out of sacred temples like this one, right? And the idea being that some of these things are designed in a way where people will be attacked by various things or entities, or I'm being too vague. So there's magic in these types of places where you can be harmed greatly if you are not welcomed or permitted there, right? In this throne room specifically, as you look around with your high mythos and your high power success, you're able to look at that statue in the background, right? That large cobra hood statue that sits over top of the throne. And as you move in a little bit, you can see its eyes glint. Those big rubies, the size of like baseballs or cantaloupes, just glint a little bit in a hostile manner.
Nobody take too many more steps toward the throne.
What do you notice?
Wendy's like scanning the floor with her like, great. Are there more pressure plates? Are we gonna die?
No. It's not a physical trap. Don't look at the cobra.
Like, at all? In the eyes?
Just stay away. Stay away from it. Let's try and announce ourselves and see if we'll be welcomed in, because I don't think we want to be unwelcome.
Well, I can tell you that I have attended quite a few soirees in my past. And he like kind of like dusts himself off and then like hits his shoulder. And he like he bows greatly, and he's like, I'm gonna have to make sure I have all of your proper names. So he says, Dreamer and all of your attendants, I would like to I would like to introduce to you all of my cohorts. I am Lord Cecil Davenport of Davenport, Ireland. This is the lovely, the beautiful Wendy, and then he goes through and he says, Professor, I would love to introduce you to Professor Oliver Inverness, and of course, the gracious, the bodacious. This is Kelly Murphy, and the greatest warrior that New York has ever known. He like goes on just a little bit longer, and he says, "We would love it if we could enter your presence and speak to you, dear dreamer."
Dope.
You need to roll for that.
Yeah, roll charm or persuade at advantage. Right, because that was a pretty awesome monologue.
Let's see which one is better. Okay, charm. Charm it is.
I want to make a poster now. The gracious, the bodacious.
They're very much like your Pulp movie theater posters.
Yeah. No, got a nice like going on.
Oh, that's just like a regular success. I could. Do you feel like I should push my luck? I could push it.
I mean, I'd be into that.
Okay.
Both an extreme success and a failure in this would be very entertaining. So.
Okay, great.
Also, you are at least slightly acquainted with the dreamer, right? Like,
yes.
we've got a.
So what do I have to roll? I have to roll it again.
You just roll again. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got another regular success.
Okay. Cool. On the bright side, it's not a catastrophic failure. On the downside, you make this introduction, and I think you move a little into the room as you do it, right? And you can see that there's like that energy kind of, you can feel it now. It's almost like the hair in the back of your neck standing up, and you're like, okay. And you do your monologue, and the room is quiet. And you hear a voice. It just says, and you recognize the same voice as the dreamer. I hear you. Please help me awaken. I am beneath the throne.
Beneath the, I'm sorry.
The throne.
The throne.
Mm-hmm. Because there is this, like I said, kind of long purple entity just sitting there. It does not move when you talk. It does not blink. It does not respond. It just sits there and watches you. The voice does not come from this thing.
But it does appear to be alive, or it's registering present. It's not. It doesn't look like statuary.
It looks alive, but it hasn't moved a muscle. Like, it's definitely not like a stone thing or like some carving. It looks like, it looks like flesh or skin or something, but it's just there. Right. As you kind of study it, it looks very much like the murals you saw in that well of that 6 foot, 7 foot tall purple snake person with that crown. Right. The crown is noticeably absent. So, You hear that voice from the dreamer say, "I am beneath the throne."
Cecil.
Beware of the guardians. I am not strong enough to control them. But if you rescue me, I can help you.
Cecil kind of like bows, and he says, "Dear dreamer, the guardian, the snake that you see, and it's not you sitting in the throne, is it, my dear?"
It was an old form of me. An old skin, perhaps, if that makes sense.
I see. Yeah. And the guardian maybe that snake.
She said guardians, right? Plural?
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Direct us as you will, milady. We'd be happy to help. We just need a little direction, if you please.
You get a flash of insight, and it is just her again in that like dark stoned ceilinged room, right? On that slab, and this time as it zooms out, instead of just being that like temple wall, she is literally surrounded by a coiled snake, right? And that this thing is just slumbering there, and you can see the secondary like magics in this place, keeping both this snake in stasis or sustained, and powering that statue you saw in the back. And as you get this flash of insight and look at the way this helix screw dais is designed, you're like, holy crap, that might be a snake.
Oh, and like, Cecil like kind of like touches everybody nearby, and is like, the dais is a snake, and she is beneath it, or in the hollow of the coil. But also I think the snake is. So that's a snake. But also there's a guardian.
Also there's a, okay. So when she can see, this thing that we thought was stone was snake?
The dais, right? Is the snake?
Yeah. So
but also there's.
But if she's beneath it, so like the vision that you had looking up, like the thing that we thought was stone was snake, or stone snake, or.
When you break down the infrastructure, it's a little easier to like actually show you where she is in relation to this map. But like the snake is not made of stone.
Okay.
It is a full snake.
It is just this weird. I'm gonna make life easy.
Question.
Yeah.
Is my little alien tablet doing anything?
No.
Reminiscing on artifacts that we have that might be useful.
You pull it out and you check it. There's no current activity. You can mess with it though. What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's push a button and see what happens.
Okay.
Can I draw one of the symbols that's on the dais and put it in the tablet?
Roll luck. Yeah, you absolutely can. So.
Let me see. 35 is that.
But to answer your question, right, to kind of bring all this together, because descriptions are hard, the coil around that throne starts to just crack and crumble, and you can see the snake start to move inside of it. And you're realizing that, yes, basically it's a combination of like infrastructure and this thing keeping the snake contained until now it's starting to move and stretch. And it's big. I don't want to undersell this. It's very large. It starts to slowly like uncoil and stretch out. Its large tongue kind of like flicks the air, and its face kind of slowly like turns.
Yeah, because it knows we're here now. Great. Okay.
But
or it knows we're nearby now. Great.
What do you?
Does it have like the heat pits and stuff on the like? Okay.
What'd you roll for luck?
Like a 35.
Okay, yeah, that I assume that succeeds for you.
No, actually, I have really low luck at this point.
Oh no. Okay. Interesting. Tablet starts beeping as you put this symbol into it. It like beeps and like a little, for lack of a better word, right? A green accept call button pops up on the screen.
Huh.
I mean, the symbols, do you use like the phone handset? You like that's a recognizable icon. Though I imagine it doesn't have the spiral cord.
Like a crab or something.
Yeah, right. It's all in like it's all just in more runes that I don't understand.
Actually, you do recognize the weird runes on this tablet they like match the ones you saw in the mural in the well, like that Nakal language. Like you don't know enough of it to decipher it, but like they look the same. In the same way, you're like, I recognize that as Cyrillic or whatever, but like what it means,
right.
You know.
Oliver, what are you getting at?
I don't know. I just figured since there was a protective enchantment on the throne, I'd see if I could turn it off. Don't know if it worked.
It's like
just
touch it again. Accept the call.
I don't think snakes can hear, but
I'll push
they feel the vibration, right?
What was that, Wendy?
I said, I don't know if snakes can really hear, but they can feel the vibration, right?
Oh, yeah.
She's going to be like, iPad, snake, iPad, snake.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it prompts me with, I'll try and interact with.
Tasted us.
Except the collect call of Cthulhu.
Oh,
we're done. Thank you. All right, this has been a good time.
Right,
Game's over.
Great game.
We'll get better.
All right, we'll come back with the next thing we're running. No, so you accept this call. On the screen appears a silhouette of a person you can kind of see from like neck up, wearing a very large hat and veil. So their face is all kind of shadowed out, and you just hear this person say, Karnash, report. Did you find the dreamer? And then there's a very long pause.
Oh,
you see like a little light go on the tablet, and she goes, "You're not Karnash."
Karnash is real dead.
Yeah, we
Dreamer isn't particularly interested in your help anymore. She's got her own.
I just picture like I'm holding this thing up like shakily, maybe sort of sideways.
Yeah.
Like...
It's very much like the first time on a Skype call, like just.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it like a Nickelodeon? Like what are we...
What is this? So, who are you?
This is an amazing piece of technology, but it's not doing what I wanted it to do because I definitely didn't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Explain snake. Explain snake.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe if she really wanted to help us out, she might be able to help us deactivate it.
Yeah, we can help you get to the Dreamer, but you need to tell us how to get past the Guardians.
Y'all are entirely too calm for this. I'm imagining like my mother trying to think about like on a her first Zoom call kind of a notion. Like,
Yeah.
Large
are you
snake
talking
slowly
to me? Is
uncoiling in
this
the
talking to me?
background.
Do I hit it some
I
more? Yeah, like
assume
So,
I assume there's a sanity check in my near future, but I'm just going to go with it for now.
um, she just like kind of tilts her hat to the side.
Cecil, get a look at this uppity moving picture.
Oh, oh, this is a handheld talkie.
So
It's a handheld talkie. Yeah.
Kardash is dead. Well, plenty more where that came from. Of course, I'm willing to help out. I'll send some help right now. And like the screen goes
No.
blank.
no, no.
That was worth a shot.
So.
Good thinking though. So I'm just gonna ask for clarification one more time.
Yeah.
There's two snakes,
There's one large moving snake, right?
and that is not the ruby-eyed one.
No.
That's the one that was coiled around the Dreamer.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's a second snake statue with glowing red ruby eyes. That is not moved or
Right.
come to life or anything like that. It just simply glows ominously.
Okay.
Right.
Yet.
Now that it's uncoiling, can we see the Dreamer?
No. So what you can do is, as it starts to uncoil, you can see that the throne room is actually attached to basically a one last tunnel that goes down below. Right. So as you look at like the throne and everything else, it looks like that is a secret tunnel that the snake
Okay.
was guarding.
In other words, shaft.
Yes, there's a
You're
fantastically
damn
right.
long shaft in the middle of this area. You know.
Great.
They all say.
Yeah,
Cecil, like,
but
we need to do something quickly.
yeah, this
But we don't have a lot of dynamite.
this absurdly long snake has now like cracked its way out of the like covering that it was in, is now like fully raised up. Best guess, this thing's like 100 feet long. It's huge. The fact that you could have like spiral staircase this thing up to a throne is just a good indicator of its size, right? And it turns and it just like again flicks its tongue out the air and hisses at you.
It knows we're here.
Wendy,
Oh,
Best
you are
guess, is it of a diameter that is larger or smaller than the hallway we came down?
it probably can't fit down the hallway. At least not without some serious infrastructure damage.
does it look like it could do the infrastructure damage?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
It will
Cecil,
eventually work its way up this hallway. It will be delayed.
Okay. Cecil turns to Carlos and he's like, "You probably should have accepted that call, but you understand why we probably couldn't let you take that, right?"
He's like,
You want to help out?
no, I'm gonna run. I would like everyone to make a sanity check at the sight of this massive snake. As Carlos looks at it and just goes, nope, drops his gear and just starts going for a run. He is not hanging out to deal with this thing.
Amateur.
Right. So, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Cool. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a big old negative for me, Ghost Rider.
Okie dokie.
Regular
I-
success.
I could burn luck to get under. Yeah, maybe I do that. All right, I'm gonna burn luck to get under.
Oh, sorry. On a sanity check, you can't burn luck to get under, but you can burn luck to dampen the sanity damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So there's you whatever you roll. That's what you got. But we can deal with the after effects.
Yeah. And then the ratio is you pay twice as much to cut the damage in half. So if you take 5 damage, you pay 10 luck, and then you round it down to 2. Right? Kind of thing.
Okay. Cool.
So fail. Anybody else? Fail, pass?
Regular success.
Success. Okay, cool. This is going to inform some action, I think. If you succeeded, you take 1 point of sanity damage. If you failed, I need each of you to roll a d10, please.
Okay.
And let me know the results.
6.
6?
Two
Okay.
D10.
Oh, no,
or-
1d10, please.
Oh God.
No.
Thank.
It's not that bad yet.
Right. 5.
Yes.
Okay, 5. For Cecil, does that put him over 12 points of sanity damage for the scenario?
Sure does.
Okay.
I
Cool.
think so. I'm looking at it right now.
Because I know you were
Wait a
close.
second.
For-
Well, okay, so I have 66 out of 70. And then, yeah, so I guess that puts me at 11. Yeah, 11. I've taken 11 of that 12. The max of 12, I guess. I've taken 11 damage, this entire thing.
Okay, you're still good. You're just, gonna have some adverse effects, but you don't crack. Oliver, I need you to roll another d10, please, and then I'm gonna roll on some things which you might enjoy. Actually,
Another D10.
yes, please.
Okay. That's a 5.
Cool. So unfortunately, as you see this snake emerge, and you everything just starts to crash over you all at once between this weird technology and just the aggregate damage of this. This actually works out very well. You said you rolled a 4 or a 5. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
me? Oh,
Um,
unless I can dampen that damage.
you can. I'll jump to that in a second. You hit a point where you just go, meh. Right?
Me?
For Oliver, right? There's
Oh.
so many crazy things happening that you're just like, it's Wednesday,
All right.
right? So the trouble is this. What it means is you are very, very relaxed. You've just kind of gone a little numb. You could pull out a cigar and just. It'll probably sort itself out as you just completely disassociate from this entire scenario for a couple seconds, right?
Cool.
On the plus side, since you did go temporarily insane, you also have time to just search your thoughts and think through all your research and what it all means as you're kind of kicking it and taking a smoke break, right? And that allows you to draw parallels and understanding that you would not normally be able to do. In game terms, that means that you can ask a question at this point, or at any point in time during the scenario ahead of us, that I will answer pretty honestly, right? I say pretty honestly because there's some stuff that I will answer honestly.
Yeah.
But once you ask the question, that's it. But it's a free, enlightened question, if you will. That's the perk of an insane talent. But yeah, as everyone else kind of deals with some stuff, Cecil, you took 5 sanity damage. If you'd like to burn 10 luck to reduce that to 2 sanity damage, you're welcome to.
Yes.
So if I'm taking the full 11 from my 2 rolls then, just to clarify?
Yeah. But if you take 6 or more in one hit, you also just go bonkers. Because there's there's a cumulative stress and there's a instant stress track basically. So everyone else is on edge watching this large snake come towards the party, just slowly slithering forward, almost in a curious but also menacing way. Oliver, what do you do to just kick it for a few minutes? How do you relax?
So I'm gonna drop my backpack, probably lay my rifle against the wall, and I'm gonna go sort of digging in it because I've got my journal in there, and intellectually I know that'll help me process this. So I'm just gonna start writing things down in my journal, but then kind of get distracted and go back and start looking through notes and things and just. Well, wait a second. So they had mind control and like mysterious woman from New York, and then, you know, I really do want to know what convergent evolution developed snake people. I feel like that's a field of study that somebody can really get
Love the idea. Like,
years of dissertation work out of. And you know, that rune on the temple door was kind of like something I remember seeing in Svalbard. I wonder if there's a connection. Anyway,
yeah, got like a little canteen cup out there, like taking some drinks, eating like a snack that you got from camp while you're journaling. Like, just has dug into this, and while everyone else is, well, how do you deal with this large snake coming towards you and getting closer? Remember the dreamer's words of like, if you get me out, I can help you.
Professor, he put the rifle down. That he's
not now.
with the
Not
rifle.
now.
Doctor, this is not the time for tea.
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
Um,
Wendy's
throws
first.
up. He's like, can't be bothered, can you? And he says, Murphy, Wendy, we have to get the dreamer free, and she will be able to help us with it, with these guardians.
Yeah, okay. How do we do that?
There's a.
Well-
I mean, we have to get past the snake, but there's a shaft that goes down to her.
Secret tunnel.
Through the temple.
So,
Um,
okay, Wendy,
Okay,
you're
well-
up first, right?
it can smell us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Smell us.
This snake is just like slowly coiling its way through the large
Yeah.
throne room, right? Like it's like coils around one of the pillars, kind of coils back, like, and
Yeah.
now at this point is like an uncomfortable distance away from you, as it's getting closer and closer. What do you do?
Yeah. Okay. So the stuff that smells like the soldier guy
Mhm.
is because he dropped all his gear,
Mhm.
and like
He ran.
they did trekking through the jungle, so that's gonna be more pungent than us, right? Right. So what if we put that as far away from where we want to go as like, and she's gonna kind of get the realization of like, so I'm probably the fastest one, so I'm gonna do that, I guess.
You can also.
So she's gonna pick up like whatever, like the jacket or like the backpack or whatever of his, dump out anything that's just like to get something that smells like gross, you know, hypnotized Bolivian soldier, and get it going someplace else.
Okay.
Like,
Go ahead.
what do we think? Like vibrations? What do we do to get it not paying attention to me?
Yeah, that could work. Roll throw. Right. If you like.
Oh, she was gonna run it someplace else.
Oh, you're gonna
like,
run. Okay, cool.
and then
Yeah. Roll
drop
dex.
Okay.
So.
We're not throwing things. We know how that works.
So okay.
Don't know. That's a 95, so that's a no. Yeah.
Okie dokie. You start running. Which way do you run?
Whichever way like is the furthest distance from the throne. Like I know it's a like long chamber, so if it's like
Yeah.
all the way back towards the spiral staircase out, then I'm heading towards the spiral staircase.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or tunnel, not staircase.
You start running. This thing just gets excited at the fact that something's moving
Yes.
around it, and it's
Yes.
like, oh,
The mouse just
oh,
started panicking.
Yeah, and then immediately is actually Cecil is next, but it like targets you and just starts slithering quickly in your direction. You can see like the
Yeah.
fangs open up, and it's like, ah, it's gonna bite. Cecil, you're up.
Uh,
Peanuts.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so it's like it's coming. Like she's running this way. I'm like right here. We're all kind of like right here. It's coming this way. It opens up its mouth.
It's
come at her?
it's like it's now chasing Wendy as Wendy's like run off kind of from the group to give you a little more distance. It like goes after her, and like fangs and everything start coming out. It's just going to just try to eat her. It is a large snake. I can't stress this enough. It probably could eat
It has to
somebody.
coil backwards to strike. Like we got, yeah. The problem is
gosh.
when it starts leaning backwards.
Okay.
snake owner right here.
Yeah, Cecil, George. Oh gosh, because there's that other snake, and that can't be good either. Does it seem like the shaft goes from my memory of being in the Dreamer's chamber, coming up out of the chamber, and then like into like this area? How deep is that shaft?
Jesus.
How deep that shaft?
It's about 20. It's about 20 feet. Like, you could probably slide down and be fine.
Okay, alrighty.
You're not gonna like fall forever and break a leg.
Okay, but could I like kind of wedge myself down?
100%.
Okay. Okay. Cecil's like, I'm going to go try and wake the dreamer. Help is on the way, and starts booking it toward the shaft, and tries to like slide into it and like do one of these like wall kind of climb downs.
Okay, cool. Roll me some dodge, please, as you're like just running around and through this room as the snake is also moving around. It is just large.
Oh yeah.
So
Dodge, huh? Yeah, that'll be fine, right?
should be good.
Sure. That is a 57, and I have a dodge of 40. So
Okay. So the snake is not focused on you, but as you are running and it is moving and starting to chase Wendy, like it's just like slamming into various things, and like its large body is just crushed up against stuff. So like it knocks over one of these pillars, and like a rock comes down and hits you for 2 damage. As you like manage to just like try to scramble around, just get caught by debris. You slip on some like expensive looking heirlooms or treasure, like a tapestry falls down, and you just like get that off of you and just keep going.
He gets like beamed by the rock, and he's like, tea and biscuits, and tries to get to the shaft.
Yeah, you manage to sprint the rest of the way there. You see the like shedded skin of the dreamer still sitting on that throne, and as you like get up to it, you realize that like the shaft is directly below the throne. You can start to work your way down.
Okay.
So congratulations. Snick rears back and lunges towards Wendy. I need Wendy to make a strength check. You need to get
not dexterity, for instance, or something that I.
Unfortunately, not.
Okay.
But you need to meet a regular success.
No, that's a failure.
Okay. Kelly, this is upsetting to you because you see like Oliver has just kind of chilled out and is like effectively having some journal tea time, which you will be able to act. It's just a round or two that you're kind of like, sorry for Oliver, he will be able to act after a round or two of just like breaking. You watch Cecil sprint and parkour, take a rock to the face, head down the shaft. You see Wendy, she's like, I'm distracted, and then you just see the snake go and proceed to like open its massive mouth, literally have its like just like from Hook, the crocodile just goes down over her, its jaws close, and when it like rears back again, Wendy is not standing there anymore. And you can see like the in its mouth the punching and kicking and struggling as it's like trying to just like goose her down. So,
I'm gonna try and choke this. Okay, how wide around is the snake? How girthy is this snake?
How thick? Are you asking the thickness?
The thickness?
I would like to know.
For dimensions, right? It's about 100 feet long and about like 10 feet thick. Like this is a massive like Jafar style End of Aladdin snake. This snake thick AF.
Diameter or circumference?
So the smaller one. So yeah.
Circumference would be smaller than diameter. Yeah.
Thank you.
I would.
Yes.
I would still like to try and punch this snake in the
You
throat.
absolutely should.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, it's skirmish time.
Did someone redeem? Oh no.
They did.
Let's see.
Snake's gonna try to dodge. It's not very. Doesn't dodge well.
Fist up, Bucko. It's time to share some hot knuckle salad.
Beautiful.
That's a great success.
Okay, yeah, you hit this thing. It is not good at dodging.
Good.
Like it rears back. It's trying to like eat Wendy. Wendy, you're not in a great place right now.
Explosives. Go.
You start punching. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. All right. Oh God. How much damage do these fists do?
It should be
okay.
Yeah, you got your cool brass knuckle stuff too. So additional.
I do.
Yeah.
Hell yes. 3 + 1. That's 5.
5. Okay, cool.
Damage.
Nice. Yeah, you run up. I'm picturing you just like.
I lied. I forgot my damage bonus. I'm sorry.
Nice. Do more.
Okay. Okay, 8. That seems better. I was like, that seems low.
Very good.
Thank you.
Math is hard. There we go. Okay, I got it. Okay, I'm picturing this like you run up and you're watching the snake try to like hork down Wendy, and you just start like rabbit punching the crap out of it, just like let go of my friend.
Yeah. Specifically the throat to try and make it throw up or something.
I'll go to roll. It does not throw up, but
okay.
It does like pause and is not able to like fully swallow Wendy immediately.
Great.
As it just like the tail just rattles at you in a very angry manner, and it kind of like through clenched like fangs. Yeah.
Good.
Oliver.
Hey.
You're just having a chill time. Everyone else is just so effing stressed right now.
It's really a drag.
Yeah, like they're just bringing down the whole mood. Like this is the archaeological find of the century, and honestly, they should be like, well, not freaking out about it. Like not in a bad way, anyway.
Like, Wendy, why are you getting eaten by something when these like charcoal rubbings I'm taking here really could use another set of hands?
Harsh in my vibe. Do you have a question? Do you want to ask?
Hey, so how do I get the dreamer out of her predicament?
That one's easy. So I'll give you that as a freebie, right? Just getting to her, will basically. Once you get to her, it'll be very easy to figure out how to wake her up.
Okay.
Right. There's no like complex meta magics that have to happen. You just have to get to her and help her. Right. So if you want to ask another question, feel free. I don't want to rob you of something that was complicated. Surviving the snake is the hard part here.
Oh yeah. Didn't I learn a spell to summon like a giant spiritual mongoose at some point?
What?
Okay.
Expecto mongoosum, if you will.
Sure.
It's technically not a question to summon a mongoose, but at the same time, it's dumb and I like it.
The rewording might be what like, yeah, how do I summon?
Okay, is that the question you want to ask? Like, hey, do I actually remember a summoning ritual for a thing here? Because this will also answer like plot stuff for everything.
Don't I remember a summoning ritual for a thing that could help out in a situation much like this one?
Yep. Yep. You absolutely do.
Cool.
And you just start doodling that out on your journal paper. Once you're like
Excellent.
working through your thought process, you just start like doodling out the little inscriptions and stuff that you would need to summon a spectral mongoose. When you go full pop, you got to really lean in. I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, at your next turn, I'm going to have you make a check to see if you can break out of it. If you don't, you will break out of it the turn after.
Okay.
So you just start doodling that stuff, though, because it doesn't last for that long. Wendy. you take 4 points of damage, right?
Yeah.
As you were being like, shoot on a little bit, and your your skin starts to burn as this thing is
Great.
like
Okay.
dissolving you in its mouth and trying to like just swallow you. It will probably swallow you by the end of the turn. What do you do?
I was gonna say panic, but also punching.
Panic.
Punch it with fire.
Yeah, punch you both.
Yeah. No, we have fire. So it had fangs. So I'm gonna assume that those like retracted, right? Because like its mouth is closed now.
Mhm.
So they're up, and so like she's gonna be like hitting place where the fangs go in, because like that's gonna be a little bit more tender probably. So like we're punching the shit out of it, and if I can grab its tongue and try and like tie that shit in a knot, we're gonna do it. And like lots of frenetic motion. But yeah, I have the bracer on, so if I can get to the front of its mouth, I'm gonna aim down the throat and use the fire bracer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a. I just need a regular strength or dex check, right? As you are like you said, just grabbing the tongue and like trying to crawl around inside of this thing and like kicking and punching things. You manage to try to crawl your way into position.
It's dark and I don't like it in here.
Nope.
Yes. Okay. I'm.
Oh, we lost your audio. Now we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I don't know what
Try
happened.
again.
So.
All right. I rolled an 88. My dex is 85, so I'm gonna reuse some luck for that because
Burn 3 luck. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
At one point in time, like you grab its tongue and you start like trying to tie this thing into a knot, and it just like rolls its tongue back and like tries to, and you like go down its throat and you like get 2 feet into its like long esophagus and like start climbing your way back out. Like no. Again, your skin burning the entire time, but you managed to get back into position. Good fire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. You can do one of two things. You can just do like a crit. You can do a crit damage because you're inside of it, right? But I'm gonna ask you to roll dodge to see how much damage it does to you. Or you can roll a regular attack.
Hold on. For decision making, let's look at some numbers.
And the regular attack won't have the you get damage stipulation.
Okay. As much as I know that this is like a complete mathematical fallacy, I've been rolling pretty shitty. So like maybe if dodge is half dex, I won't roll shitty this time. While I understand that's not how probability works, it might work that way right now. Yeah, let's try crit and then dodge.
Okay.
So it's a D10 for the bracer. Yeah.
So, so when you activate this thing, it'll just be 20 damage to this thing as a crit immediately.
Yeah, let's do it.
On the inside.
And then, all right, half of my dex means that I need to get to below a 42.
Most things'
And
throats
we'll
are
at
not
least
ready for fireballs.
All right. I rolled an 11.
Woo!
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Which is for, I think that's still a great success. Hold on. Yeah, it's not an extraordinary, but it is a great.
Okay. Cool. So you will still take some damage, but not nearly as much. So you take 2. So good roll on that one. Cecil, Kelly, as you're like punching this snake, you take a step back to reassess and then go back in, and the next thing you know, just this thing like just breathes fire as like it comes flying out of its mouth, right? And there's just the smell of burning, and this thing just starts like thrashing in agony as like just a part of its like throat is blown. Like there's a hole blown in it, and you can just see like fire and blood just kind of like oozing
Hell
out.
yeah.
And you can see Wendy still like inside, just trying desperately to get out. But it is taking
Through the hole?
Yeah, like just
Like I
scrambling
can
to get
see
out.
Wendy.
Yeah, like this, you see like Wendy, like a hole about yay big, like a little like port window, like there she is. She's like
She's small enough that like maybe it's like one shoulder and like part of her head. Like,
I almost want to try and grab her out of there.
Cecil, your move.
Oh, okay.
I'm with you. That was a staggering blow to that thing.
Great. Cecil is just like shifting his weight. Because like at one point in Davenport Castle, he found he and his twin sister found a secret corridor, but it also went down, and they learned how to like shift their weight back and forth. So he's just like, this is just old memories kind of coming back to him as he's like trying to work his way down and not fall, like and hit something, especially that's the dreamer herself. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna try and get down there as safely as I can.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to pass. You managed to. There's no way to say it. You managed to work the shaft all the way down to.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
And you emerge into the actual sanctum, right? And you can see that exact scene you had seen in that dream, where like the dreamer is lying on this like, on this elevated slab, and it's just like arms kind of crossed over her, and she looks like she's just in this stasis sleep. There's same thing like that. Long, she's like almost 7 feet tall, kind of the same purplish scales you've seen before, and there's just like a small glow of like silverish energy around her that seems to be keeping her in this like slumber or stasis, right? Which you feel like you could try to reach out and disrupt.
Okay. So this is yet like another form. Is she desiccated like the thing above?
Do this. Roll power, right? I mean, easiest way to do this.
No problem. Yes, I gotta. I have to look at this really quick. I didn't get a great success. I got close to it. I got a good regular success on power.
It reminds you of the same stuff you saw when you tried to project into the temple as like kind of a barricade, or like just a protective
shield.
Yeah, but unlike this one side, the size of the temple, this one is much easier for you to try to like mess with and disrupt. And the consequences of messing with it would probably be less drastic than this thing.
Great. Excellent. So he is going to look around. He has a flare with him. Sparkle stick, and he like kind of comes forward solemnly and almost like is just like grateful and trying not to like really disturb her, and reaches his hand toward the silvery energy and just tries to kind of like take it off like you're taking the sheet off of a table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll use the same power check, right? So you just carefully and gently push this energy away. And it's just this quiet moment, and then her eyes open. These like golden yellow eyes open and look at you. She says, "Thank you."
You're welcome, milady.
I'll cut back to Large Snake. So Large Snake and Kelly are doing their cool little dance. Large Snake wants to just smash Kelly.
That makes sense.
So,
who doesn't want to smash me? Am I right?
Let me click the button. So, all right. So it's going to use its first action to continue to try to eat Wendy, and then it's going to just attack Kelly. So Wendy, if you could Please make another dexterity against its attempt to just swallow you.
Yep.
Ooh. I need you to make a great success. Or hard success.
That's a regular success.
Okay. Even with all the damage it's taken, you start to slip further into this thing.
Okay.
And then also make a sanity check now that you are actively being swallowed, because that's
Yeah. That's
problematic.
traumatic.
That's a bad time.
yeah.
That's not. Yeah. Okay. Oh no, that's a 95. No.
Please roll 1d8. For Murphy, the snake just whips its
4.
tail. 4. Okay. Does that put you over 12?
No.
Okay. Not having a great time. A little bit of claustrophobia and like just general panic sinking in there.
Yeah.
The snake whips its tail like through one of these other pillars and just tries to smash you against a wall with it.
Okay.
Go ahead and if you can choose to fight back or dodge. Oh my god.
No.
So that's an extreme success for the snake.
Oh.
Cecil, what's the Etruscan word for hunt?
Oh. He gives you the Latin one.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I'll be right there.
You see, like the camera just sees like the alcove shot of like Oliver hanging out, the tail whipping by, just stone and everything flying.
Just kind of like poking my head out like this.
That's all the ruckus.
Oh, you're busy. Sorry.
For Murphy, if you choose to dodge and get an extreme success, the attack is negated. To fight back, you'd have to hit a higher level of success. I'm going to tell you, this thing does a lot of damage. So,
Okay. I can't get a higher success if I fight back. That's an excellent success, right? Or the
Correct.
number just has to be lower.
Technically, the number would have to be lower. So you could do that
Okay.
if you fight back. If you hit a 1, you win regardless, right?
Sure.
But if you hit anywhere on the extreme success spectrum for dodging, regardless of whether or not the number is higher, you will be able to dodge. So
Okay.
your call.
I'm gonna
As
attempt to dodge.
this sweeping freight train of a tail comes towards you with like debris and everything, and it's like I think it kind of picks you up and is threatening to just slam you into this wall at a uncomfortably high velocity.
I've trained for this.
You've trained for
I've
this.
dodged punches
Right.
worse. Fuck! I thought that was a 13. It's a 73. Never mind.
Oh my god!
That's what the number I needed, and I wanted it, and
Okay,
it's not it.
I'm not gonna
Can we push our luck in situations like this?
in combat. No, combat rolls are the only rolls you cannot push your luck. And technically sanity, but I'll play with that because that's always fun.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna roll some dice, and we'll figure
Okay.
this out. So, okay. I should go
I'm a
max, but
hardy
I want
boy.
to roll it just to see what we end up with. Okay.
I can take some damage.
That's a lot of damage.
How many?
Let me sure I got math right on this.
Oh.
Yeah. It is 44 damage.
It's a lot higher than my total HP.
I was gonna say, it's like, holy shit.
Exploded into pieces. My HP's 29.
Yeah,
So.
that, well, okay. So, you know how we had that conversation earlier about avoiding certain death?
Murphy.
This is one of those times if you wanted to go and use that, right? Jesus.
How much luck does that burn if I do that?
You have to have a minimum of 30, but it burns all of it. That's actually, That's a lot lower than the average should have been. Wow.
Great, cool.
So I will tell you now, as a pulp mechanic, this will happen throughout the game. So, as just things absurdly steamroll you and you live.
I think I've got to burn my luck.
Okay.
I've got to bring a souvenir. That tapestry looks real nice. I got to bring that souvenir back to me, Ma. So I can't let go just yet.
You are being slammed into this wall, right? This should kill you, right? In every way, shape, or form, this is where you die. You see your life flash before your eyes. But it doesn't take. So go ahead and drive for a bit, narrate, right? You got what kind of cool last minute parkour matrix nonsense do you pull off that leads into an attack on this snake? Because I'm going to give you just a free punch on this dude. But what happens? How does that look?
I get hit harder than I've ever been hit in my entire life, and I've been hit a lot. I've been beaten bloody. I've had my nose set. I've gone through it all, but this should have taken me out. This hit should have killed me. I fully realize that. I resolve this isn't the end. As I'm being flung into this wall, instead of landing in the trajectory that I should have, I want to see if I can't. It's gonna shatter my legs. Position myself to jump off the wall once I hit it, almost jump into it, spring back, and
I got you.
jump off and just throw the flying punch at this thing's fucking face.
100%. You are flung into this wall at a lethal velocity. The camera shifts like a Doctor Strange mode, and you hit the wall like it's the ground. And I think your bracers actually light up with that blood red color as you just superhero land. The wall breaks and cracks beneath you, and you still just proceed to launch off the wall and just head back towards this thing to punch it in its face. Go ahead and roll damage.
Great.
As you avoid certain death and come back with a vengeance.
Oh boy. 7 damage.
7 damage? Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yes. You got a sweet fisticuffs
If my
line?
bracers light up, does that take some of the damage I would have taken and fling it back at this thing?
Yeah, no, because you've already used
Okay.
it.
That's fine.
I like where your head's at though. But you have a full, do you have a cool fisticuffs line to go with that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. As you just hit this thing with double the velocity that you hit the wall.
Oh god, there's so many. Okay. You just tapped my belligerence button. Time to enter the violence cuddle.
Violence cuddle, you just connect, a fang goes flying off of its face. It actually moves back 5 feet from the hit. It's just whoa, holy cow. Everyone that I think sees this is that just freaking happened?
From inside the mouth, you hear half panic, half happy.
Mechanically, am I back at full, what does my health
You are
look
back
like?
at full health.
Okay. My luck total is 0?
Yep, your luck total is 0. You escape certain death, though. You go back to full. And are ready to fight. So.
Great.
Oliver, go ahead and roll with advantage, because the craziest thing in the world just happened.
God, get in game.
So. Roll. Let's say intelligence, right? To get yourself back in the swing of things, if you will.
Sorry, was that roll at advantage or disadvantage?
Advantage.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, okay. I figured you'd blow that away. So that moment of like shockwave when Murphy just hits this snake. Oh shit! There's a really bad fight going on.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Oh man. All right. Right. Spell. Yeah, I think I've got that somewhere. Two seconds. Be right there.
Keep it busy.
Spell. Weasels. Right.
I'm picturing the finale scene from The Mummy, which is like keep them occupied, and you're riding around with the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're gonna play fast and loose with this one. Go ahead and roll power as you like hold up this journal and you start going through this like incantation to attempt to summon this mongoose.
Okay. Power. That's a hard success.
Cool. And just to clarify. Oh, we'll talk admin later, but like this is not rules as written. I'm good with it. There is a strange disturbance of energy, right, in this area, and the same odd, inky black ooze from this formless spawn kind of starts to leak in to the temple. And you push more willpower and focus into it, and it shapes itself into a very large, like 20-foot tall, creepy looking mongoose. As you just take the collective energies that are around this place and force them into form. And it attacks.
Awesome.
So, roll. Oh, wow.
Get him, boy.
Will, go ahead and also roll me. Let me do this. How much MP do you want to spend? Right.
Let's go big. Let's go 4 MP on this.
Okay, cool. Roll some dice then. Cool. This mongoose just leaps on this snake, and the two of them just start fighting ferociously, right? Wendy, make a dex, please. As things are being ripped out of this snake, and like you have a chance to actually like pull your way out of this thing.
I'm just imagining like the Doppler effect ridiculous going around. Okay, regular success.
Regular success? Okay. You managed to take advantage of the pure chaos and damage being done to this snake, and it can no longer focus on eating you. There are too many things just like messing with it. You, I think, clamber your way out like one of the side burn holes and like plop to the ground, and start scrambling back like, oh god, oh god, oh god. As a giant, black inky mongoose monstrosity is now like wrapped around this snake that's wrapped around it, and they're just like slamming through pillars and attacking each other. Good
dog. Good dog.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna lean against one of these pillars and hope not to die for a little while. Yep.
Cecil's not in the room, so I'm gonna roll a d3. Actually, I'm gonna roll a d4 because the mongoose is a valid target. Mongoose is 4. Murphy, you're 1. Oliver's 2. Wendy is 3. Okay.
What?
Oliver. So, roll dodge, please. As you summon this massive mongoose, the statue with the red glowing eyes that's slowly been just gathering power releases this beam of red light towards Oliver.
Okay, that's a regular success.
Okay.
I'm back on my game now. I sort of like look over, catch it glowing again. I'm like,
Is that enough?
It's a staring contest.
Is that enough? a regular success? So,
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this beam of light just blasts right past you. Like you managed to duck behind, I think, a pillar at the last second, and it just like hits the wall, leaves no mark.
Okay.
But the eyes just then glint and then start charging again. That is the round. All right.
Woohoo!
Wendy, you're up. You scramble back a bit. You now have like debris of these columns that are slammed over and like chunks of cover that you can like get to as the snake is fighting this mongoose. The snake is slowly destroying this mongoose. It is much bigger than it, and it will eventually take it down. But it is a great distraction that's buying you time.
Yeah. We're gonna like crawl my ass over the tunnel, trying to duck behind as many of the big old chunks of things as possible because I am hurting bad.
Okay, so you're just trying to get like away and be safe.
Or the snake, you said, like, in order to get into the tunnel, it would have to like destroy itself and or tunnel in order to do that. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get in there.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's where we're headed.
Go ahead and just roll dodge as you move through, and then you can get to the tunnel access. But same thing as Cecil, right? There's just stuff being knocked over and destroyed.
When I could have used it before, extraordinary success, I rolled a 2.
Yeah, just cartwheel over a couple things, like sashay across like this.
As I cartwheel little droplets of blood, like
It's like that. It's like the Gangnam Style video where you go in and like stuff's like exploding behind you. Like
a nice like splatter paint. Yeah.
Boom. You make it to the tunnel and you can start like working your way down, as well. So, very cool.
Yeah.
Cecil.
I mean, like if any of our stuff is close to it, I'm just gonna start pulling it up in. But yeah.
Okay.
I'm not leaving them, but yeah.
Gotcha. Cecil.
Yes.
You've awoken
Until you
the
all
dreamer.
get eaten.
Right.
Yes.
She's thanked you. Says.
Hi. Oh yes. He says, thank you for sending me a message to come and help you. But there are an awful lot of terrible things happening up there. But I wanted to let you know that the people of this world, the people that sent me and the team, we wish to be friends, and we want to do benevolent things for this world, as we hope that you do as well. But there are creatures out there that wanted to awaken you, and perhaps do bad things for you, or to you, or misuse your power, and we don't want that for you. I believe that you are a good force in this world, and I hope that you would help us. So, like, trying to put on, like, his most sincere, like, a little bit of charm, but also, like, he believes every single word that he says. Because, like, I've seen the dark things that move in the dark, the dead of night. You don't seem like any of those. Okay. Welcome back to the world.
She nods and like reaches out a hand and says, help me. And like starts to lift herself up from the slab.
I help her?
Yeah, she just kind of pulls herself up. You can see she's just like out of it from whatever has been going on with her. It's just not entirely there. She says, I promised you help. Where are the guardians?
He just kind of points up.
Cool.
The shaft.
Of course. And she says, what is your name?
I'm Lord Cecil Davenport, at your service, milady. I work for Caduceus, and he kind of tries to explain, like, what their mission is.
she nods, but also like
Enough
she's
of
like,
that.
thank you, and moves with an alarming speed. Right, just goes back up the shaft. Like I think passes Wendy in a very bizarre way. She like just like slither moves up as Wendy's coming down, and she's like ah. She doesn't bother you.
No, as like something slithers past me, Wendy's gonna like
So
yeah.
you just hear,
There will be screaming.
I'm your ally child, and just keeps moving.
Oh my god.
Gets up onto the actual throne. The gold energy in her eyes like lights up, and she just points towards the snake. And starts to make a fist, and it starts to wither in front as she's just like doing this number. Almost like she's like crushing a soda can, right? And it starts just shrinking and folding in on itself. Kelly.
I mean,
This snake is probably going to die in short order, right? As you see, like, this 7-foot tall purple lizard person just emerge, radiating some golden energy, and just starts to like crush this snake with her very will.
oh my god. What? Wendy's safe, right? Wendy's out of the.
Yeah, Wendy's safe.
Okay, great.
You
I'm
hear
gonna
somebody
get out of the
yelling
way.
from the tunnel, but she's fine.
I'm gonna get out of the way. I'm gonna try and get to safety. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know if that's out or below.
No, valid. If people want to duck, like, this is where this is ending. Now you can also take a final shot at the snake that looks incredibly rough and speed this process.
You know
up.
what? It did try to kill me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna punch it.
Get it?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna write a number. I always like this game.
You gonna write a number?
I'm gonna write a number on a piece of paper. How many hit points it has left?
Okay.
So go ahead and make your attack. It's
That's an excellent.
okay. So
That's a 10 under.
go ahead. What's your max damage? We'll just double that.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
My max damage, it's a D3 plus a D4 plus 1. So
So
8.
3, 7,
Right?
8. Yeah, 16.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of things happen.
What's that number, bud?
Well, it's not 16. So
If we were supposed to be able to see it earlier, it just looked like a blank card. So I was like, oh,
oh no, I was holding up the other side.
it was the other side.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
all
I was
right.
gonna
I
be like,
couldn't.
haha, you did it.
Oh,
No, between the mongoose and the fireball and the super punch, like a lot of damage was done to this thing. And then when the dreamer did her thing, like it knocked it down to a substantial amount of damage. So like, Kelly, please describe as like this whole. I think everyone just descends at once, right? So we'll do like a sweet narrative of like the dreamer starts crushing this snake and it starts like folding in on itself. As it's like fighting back and going through its like death rattles to finally just do something. That's fun. What does Murphy do? Right.
Murphy, sees this giant snake person emerge and instantly is like about to run away, but, has these flashbacks of finishing a fight or making sure that, someone this mean or this brutal or that has hurt my friends so dearly, like they've got to go down. It doesn't matter. And I have to be the one to do it. So, as I like feign to run away, I use that force and just push forward and like run up and just throw my patented right hook or something. I don't know. And
Do you
just
That's the thing.
I don't know what the patented move is, but we'll just say it's the patented right hook because that's the only boxing term I know.
I'm gonna give you homework and say that you have to have an awesome
Ah,
finishing
heck.
move. Not now, but like just think about it. You know, the Murphy special or something
Okay.
like that, right?
Murphy special.
Sure, but like, yeah. So you come out and you just like super wind up and just smash this snake again. That those bracers just glowing with that like blood red rage almost, and you can kind of. I think the anger is actually powering you to like just smash stuff. It starts to go down, even as it's like being racked at like weird, crazy angles. It comes and lunges back. Oliver, you still have control of this giant mongoose, right? It's been torn apart a bit, so its size is a little diminished. But what do you tell it to do, right? As the snake is like going down.
Do I understand that the dreamer is acting on it?
Yes. Given, I'm assuming since everyone shared the knowledge of, hey, if we rescue the dreamer, she will help us, and now she has emerged, and you can put two and two together.
Yeah.
This was the plan.
Okay. If I can direct it, I'm going to direct it to essentially just like grab and hold, and not try and do any more damage to the facility.
Okay. Yeah, it does that. Like the snake is being reduced in size, the mongoose just like leaps on it and holds it down in place, and this thing finally just twitches, thrashes, and slowly just stops moving as it almost deflates. And she then turns around and waves another hand at the large statue with the glowing eyes, and the eyes just shut down and stop glowing. And then she proceeds to pass the fuck out on the platform. Just like staggers a little bit and then just goes down.
Cecil kind of like looks up shaft and sees Wendy up there. Can I easily get back out?
Yeah, you're not under pressure, so I think you can work your way back up. People can start
Okay.
consolidating out, right? And lick their wounds.
And like I kind of like tell her, I'm like, just shift your weight back and forth. And
Oh, sorry, I'm in the tunnel to get out, like not the one with the dreamer.
Oh,
like,
my apologies. So that's why you said tunnel and not shaft. Okay.
yes.
You hear this then at the end. You hear like the final, the finishing blows that go onto this snake, and you know that like the dust has settled and everything is safe to kind of like poke your head back in and
Nope.
if you wanted to.
I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
But
Or wait till somebody comes up here.
you hear the fight stop though.
what does the dreamer look like? Is she not as desiccated? Is she clothed? Is she?
She is clothed in these ornate like golden, basically robes, like very nice golden like jewelry, just rings, necklaces. There should be a beautiful golden crown that goes with all of this. You saw on those murals there are missing. That's missing. You don't seem to see it around. But she's in this like elegant like golden white robe, and just looks like a very, very tall, very skinny, purple skinned snake person.
Cecil at once thoroughly working his way up the shaft, gets to the top, and he looks at her and like kind of like tries to kind of like set her up or make her comfortable, and like thinks for a second and like takes off his coat and like places it over top of her to keep her warm.
Okay.
And like looks at everybody. It's like, tea and biscuits, what's happened up here?
So, yeah, in the aftermath of this, right, as you look around, she is breathing. She seems fine. It has just expended an insane amount of energy upon waking up, and that just was too much. As everyone starts to reconsolidate. Under the throne itself, or I guess like slightly behind it, there is a chest. A very ornate looking chest made of stone with carvings on it.
Reminiscent of the other chest?
The chest of stars.
No, entirely different style.
Different chest.
Yeah, this is like very, very well cut but basic stonework, with the same kind of like interesting Nakal-like symbols that you've seen in these temples and on the murals. So it fits this theme.
So more in the style of the well?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Do you suppose she is missing her crown? Do you suppose it's in the chest?
Worth a look.
Could be.
Cecil, if nobody else does it, like Cecil kind of like walks over and like kind of checks it over and like make sure there's no fishy traps on it, I guess. And tries to open it.
Okay. As you open it up, there's a couple things you find. There are some, another set of those like elegant looking robes the dreamer is wearing. There is a well-preserved and large scroll inside of like a tube, right? There is a very jagged and almost barbaric looking whip that kind of looks similar to the ones you saw in the well on those wall paintings, right? It's this like midnight black and it almost drips at the end. Not quite, like there's nothing actually dripping off of it, but it looks like it should any second just be dripping like blackish red liquid. There is a beautiful ornate scepter that is put into this. It's just this nice gold and gem inlaid item, right? The last thing you see in this chest is a very well thought out and carefully placed what do you call it? Sorry, there's a small wooden box inside, and when you go to open that, there's the silhouette of where a crown should be. It's nice velvet inside to hold that, but it is missing.
Cecil kind of like hands out, kind of like starts handing out like the objects and like looks at the whip and he's like, maybe not. But getting to the box, he seems very disappointed. He's like, I don't know if this is what she needs to get better, but her crown is missing. I don't know if giving her the scepter will revivify her if she's just napping it off.
Given your prior links that you've managed to establish, this is something that seems like it will take time, right? She's not in imminent danger. She's not dying. She's just exhausted from using power like that for the first time in a long time. You can feel, the same way you can feel yourself exerting the use of magic, that she's just kind of tapped out for the moment.
Okay. She should be up soon. Just maybe we should all take a rest.
You have medical supplies, you have food, you have water, you have all this stuff.
Wendy's like leaning against the wall of the tunnel and is just like, yep, let's do that, please.
There's all sorts of cool other stuff in this room. Like I said, there's these like beautiful woven tapestries. There's like sweet like gemstones that are inlaid into like various sculptures. There's including
slightly
like
burned from snake venom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Less would be nice. Thank you.
So
yep.
So you can absolutely, if you want to, like put stuff in your bag to take with you.
Do you think she
I
would?
feel like as a professor of mythology, if I did not collect some artifacts, I would be just totally remiss.
Absolutely.
I guess I do too, as long as I feel like she's not going to hate us for it. No.
You rescued her, so
That's true.
she seemed grateful.
Yeah, I guess Cecil takes like a couple of choice items, as long as it doesn't seem like it's like this is a picture of our god, and like like taking its head off or anything like that. Like he doesn't do anything crazy.
Oh.
Get me one of those rubies.
Yes, I think my sister might like this one. The tapestry looks like about the size of the wall of the side of the gym. You know the thing, Murphy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you've already thought of it.
I like over there stuffing them in a bag or something. Like one for me,
yeah.
man.
Like,
One for the
what?
gym. Yeah.
We should get one for Saoirse, likely, and
Yeah, you're able to
Happy to care.
able to take that time, collect up those riches, and rest. When you rest, everyone can gain back a D4 plus 2 hit points, right?
what about magic?
Magic will come back at the rate of 1 MP per hour, so you can gain back like 1 MP, right? I'm assuming you're not resting here for like the day. I assume you're just taking an hour and like tending to your wounds and getting right.
It was 1d4 plus 2?
Yeah.
Great.
So,
okay.
because that is the first aid mechanic, but since you're not under pressure, like you succeed, you have medical supplies.
Okay.
You bandage
I know.
yourself.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, I'm so sorry. On the bright side, anytime a scenario ends, you'll get back all your health and stuff when you get back to New York and you're nice and safe. So that's always cool. You can just limp out of a scenario. You'll be
It's
fine.
an illusion.
You go to head out. At this point, the dreamer is able to move a bit.
Can the carry the dreamer?
Can the Oh, I'm sorry. The mongoose would have faded away after a little while,
Oh, okay.
right? You can always.
Yeah, I would have just dismissed it once its job was done. I'm not going to
I was,
keep it
if she's
8 foot long.
I figured if she was passed out that we could at least not disturb her but get her out of the we're fine.
No, maintaining that thing is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real talk. If we get into real summon magic, like there is a mechanic for like how long you can keep a thing around and how long you can like make it do what you want it to do, and it might just eat you if you piss it off too much.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
But she comes to enough to once again thank you and say, is perfectly happy with you helping her get out and taking her back to Caduceus in New York, right?
Great.
Doesn't quite understand when you're like, we're going to go to New York, and she's like, okay.
Think of it like the metropolis, the place to be in the world, height of technology and whatever.
She says, huh. And like nods approvingly and just kind of mutters as she kind of drifts back into like that sleep. Just says, it's like the Citadel. And kind of nods back off for a bit. But doesn't resist. It's very easy to like pick her up and like take her with you. At times when she's in and out, she'll like walk with you. But she is just, it's going to take her some time to get back to full power. And especially after being here doing stuff. You get outside of the temple, right? You start working your way down the spiral.
Is the soldier still around, or is he gone?
He's gone.
He's gone. Okay.
You start working your way back to your car or your truck, and you hear a noise. You just hear and then a second, and as you see a few more of these things, you look up, and there are things just like coming through the cloud cover that just like fall down into the jungle, right close by. And very like, and that's like, okay, you start to pick it up at that point. Like, no, like you start running back towards your truck.
Yeah. Is this the help?
And
has help arrived?
About another dozen snake people come moving through the woods, towards you as you were like, get the dreamer in the back of the truck, and you're like getting ready to go. You see, they've just almost surrounded your vehicle. Oliver, your tablet rings again. Do 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 do. Well, my people have told me that you've rescued the dreamer. We'll take it from here. No need for you to get further involved.
I think we're going to remain involved.
Well, that is quite a pity, because I was very impressed with your moxie. Is that the word? But, well, all in all, I owe you nothing, so have fun being dead.
I mean, look, you could try and take the dreamer from us, but we could also put a stick of dynamite in her mouth and light the fuse.
Oliver, like,
luck with that.
kind of like,
she hangs up. The snake people that have arrived start closing in. There's a gunshot, and another, and another, and another, that come from
we call for help too.
the woodland clearing. As these snake people start to like menace you and get very, very close, just boom, just getting like mowed down one at a time, and you see like more military people. You can hear them shouting orders and commands, like moving through as in a tactical formation up towards you guys. Just like, hey, five, you three, flank left, you five, make sure that they're secure, go, go, go. And like you just hear this movement as like just a massive fire starts like repelling these snake people, who very quickly thought they had the advantage and were just gonna steamroll this scenario and then like scramble back and start disappearing before they can be caught in an actual flanking maneuver. Right? They run for it. And after like a very quick scene of chaos, and I'm assuming the rest of you are like pulling out guns and jumping in, diving for cover where it makes sense. But it's so fast.
Wendy is
like,
huddled like with the pedals in the bottom of the truck.
It happens so quickly that it's just like, and a like large-shouldered, bearded gentleman with like very, very like dark and like focused eyes comes walking up and says, "I would assume that you guys are the Caduceus folk. I'm Johnson Smith, here to help. Sorry it took so long."
What's his name?
Johnson Smith.
Well, pleased to meet you, Mr. Smith. You might want to keep your fellows back. We have a rather strange guest with us in the truck.
Too easy.
Might upset some people getting too nosy.
I'll keep their distance, but we're gonna ask you, or you back. We're gonna escort you back to the port.
Splendid.
All right.
Thank you.
Did you already go to the camp?
Camp's fine. Everything's secured there.
Okay.
So, and what this is basically
Sergio's a treasure.
And what this is that, like, you start working your way back out, like, you have this Caduceus escort now, you have these reinforcements, you have the Dreamer, and true to his word, like, John asked some questions, or Mr. Smith asked some questions, but, like, keeps his men kind of back. He's in the know, so, he's not too fazed by your answers. And he gets you back to the port, and just says, Well, I hope you had fun in South America. If you get a chance to visit, it is a lovely place.
Singular, a lovely place, because we didn't go there.
Yes, there is a lovely place in South America.
I must have missed it.
Yeah.
Must have missed.
it.
Not on this trip.
Come back anytime. I'll show you the much nicer places. But all in all, I was told to send. Joshua met him. Sends his thanks. Right. He called me personally. Said you needed help, and well, glad I helped. But you guys did most of the heavy lifting before I got there.
All right. Well, we appreciate the assist, and we'll, I guess, be steaming back to New York here shortly.
Good luck. And that's it. Like, yeah, you managed to get on the boat, right, and start working your way back to New York.
Are we smuggling the Dreamer as cargo, or
Nobody asked any questions. Dreamer, you managed to get her on the boat. There's a little bit of like disguise, but it seems like this was already taken care of ahead of time. That people knew something was happening, and like they give her a private cabin and don't ask any questions.
beautiful?
So, truth of they were, Caduceus was going to help you as best they could. It's just they weren't prepared for, that. So
like the bracelets for like, are those able to come off now? Like, did any of that change now that? No, okay, all right.
Still very much like cool jewelry, but
Yep.
it there.
Okay. So
what?
On the steamer back, then like Wendy's gonna like bring stuff to like Dreamer's door. At least like we were supposed to make friends, or at least like attempting to take care of her on the way. Yeah. So yeah.
No,
That.
graciously accepts.
I don't know if she's talkative, but yeah.
Graciously accepts any food that you bring. Has small conversations with you, right? Asks, asks what's your name. And, let's go into it. She sits up at one point in like the cabin as you bring some food, and she says, "You're with Cecil, yes?"
Like, we're friends?
Companions, friends,
Yes.
Sorry, the last few days are disjointed. It's been what year is it? By your calendar.
30, 33, 35, where were we again? Yeah.
Third grade. She just kind of like nods and does some like quick math and goes, "Sleep much longer than planned." And like is like eating this food as you bring these things to her. And are you one of the enlightened ones? What do they call them in your society? Your tongue.
Well, depends which of my tongues you're talking about. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think you have to many more years of study to achieve that.
You have power, yes? Not everyone does.
Mostly no. I'm luckier than most, I think, but mostly no. My mother was, though. Just gonna like continue to like pour tea and like we're not gonna talk about this.
She like looks at the tea, sips it, is like, "This is very good." So your family, a whole line of it like one's fascinating. Well, thank you for these snacks and this food. You're welcome to stay if you'd like, but I need to continue to rest.
We'll make sure that it's quiet in this area, and she's gonna like close whatever, if there's like a porthole, like close the curtain over it, and you rest. We'll be here.
Cool. I know Cecil and Wendy have talked directly to the Dreamer at this point, so make a let's go into intelligence. Right, there's something happening that I want to highlight because it's super subtle, but it's actually interesting.
Okay. All right, that's now a regular success, almost, but not quite.
Same.
34. Yeah.
Almost there. Wait.
You're in tune enough with your powers or the magics around that, like, as she is talking, you can almost sense like small magical output from her. And Cecil, you noticed it first, right? When she spoke to you, it's almost like she is downloading information. This is not, I mean, this is not nefarious, but she's downloading information from you, and using that to synthesize conversation. Right. So there's this moment of like, there are awkward pauses and just weird things that don't quite track, and it's because she is downloading English from you guys as she is trying to talk to you. And that's just getting better and better as time goes on. And she's more exposed to that.
But none of it seems like she's basically like casting comprehend languages a little bit.
Yeah,
and, like,
she's basically burning burning one MP in every conversation to just like understand and like then remember so that she can continue to converse. Because yeah, outside of like the telepathic conversations you had, there was never a back and forth. But we'll deal with returning to New York next session, right? That is you'll come back. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff that's going to go down, and you have a little bit of downtime to go see your families and like check in, right? Because that's important. But I want to talk about. Does anybody else have anything for the boat ride back? Sorry, before I.
No, just remind me, how much time has elapsed from when we first set sail for South America and now?
Good question.
I'm gonna make this easy and say 3 weeks total, right? So now that's because time was a little wibbly wobbly. So Wendy, if you needed to like amend what was said to your parents, like it's not a gotcha. It's just you prep them for this. Oh, there's an extra day of travel maybe, but like you're fine, right? And that's because like I had no good way to calculate how long it would take in 1930s transportation, how long this trip would actually go. So we're eyeballing it. But for the first time, as you get on the boat and you're heading back north, like everyone's able to talk to the Dreamer if they like. She does introduce herself, right, in one of these conversations. Finally, it just never occurs to her that you don't know her name.
I was going to ask, but I was like, we might be impolite. So.
I think at one point Cecil does just like feel that out and ask, and she like blinks and is like, "Oh, right," because yeah, time and stuff. Has realized how much time has passed. She says, "My name is Tyranish." And again, all of you have my gratitude. But we'll call it there, and we're going to go through the conclusion just to show you some of the cool accomplishments that you hit, right? So you can go back to full hit points, right?
Ah, thank you. Yeah.
Everyone's good there, right? Things you did that were good, and they need to be noted for the world. You gain back, and everyone can roll this on your own. You gain back 1d10 sanity points for helping to save the aid camp. Right? You left them in a good place. They were taken care of, and everyone there will live. If not happily ever after, will live due to the results of your actions. Right? But that is a d10 of sanity, as you have done a good thing and minimized damage to them. So, feel free to apply that. You gain back a d6 of sanity for rescuing Tyrannish and ensuring she does not fall into, quote, the wrong hands. Whoever that may be. And you gain back an additional d10 for defeating the giant snake and the formless spawn. So.
All right, I rolled terribly, but I hadn't lost a ton, so I'm back to full.
There you go.
All right.
So this is good. You can do like a roller coaster of sanity, right? Just like take a beating and then come back around.
Almost got swallowed by a giant snake, but he's fine.
But
the D10 for the snake and D10 for the spawn, or combined?
D10 combined.
Nice.
Yeah. So it would have been only a D6 if you did one of them. Like if you found some clever ways to get around the spawn, then yeah. But they're fun to fight. So we can do more admin off book, but that is this session. So tune in in 2 weeks, right? That'll be June 6th for the start of chapter 2, going back to normal life for a little bit, and then figuring out what happens next, because we got a whole bunch of other chapters, right? So good job, players. Thank you all for watching. And remember, this is for extra life, so please donate, like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff, because we got to plug everything, right? Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all those things are available on the chat. And hop in the Discord. Feel free to engage with us. We're pretty active in there. But thank you for watching, and see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
everyone.